Does this actually work if I do this? I logged out of that YouTube on a different tab. It worked. Actually, I don't know if that posted. I think I cut it too early. I did. Damn. Hello, Edward.
Hello. Is that LeVar Burton? Is he doing Jeopardy yet?
No. Why would he do Jeopardy?
Because he wants it. I think he should have it.
He wanted it, and that's all I need to hear.
I think he'd be a good fit.
Yeah, that didn't post, so I closed the tab before it actually posted. So we'll try this again. Alright. That's done. Hello, Michael 2.
Yay, derpies.
He is Michael 2.
Sir Edward is sending me derpies.
Selling. Hey man, we want some derbies.
That's what conventions are. Hey man, want some derbies? Yes.
It's just, yeah, all the vendor hallways, just like 25 people all with trench coats. And they all just keep opening it up. It's like, what you selling?
It's just like, open up a trench coat, this is filled with plushies.
I'm thinking of, remember the guy from, was it Resident Evil? Was it 5 or 6? I can't remember. Yeah, but he's like, he has a trench coat. He's like, what you buying?
Yes.
I never played that game, but I know that guy. So.
Yeah. Was it? I almost want to say it was 4.
It might have been 4.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember which one it
4 was
was.
the last one I played.
Okay.
So, and I missed the fact they kind of got rid of zombies. It didn't feel like a Resident Evil game to me anymore. But
normally when I open this thing up, it attacks me.
Called Resident Zombies, so it's fair.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Since the first game, it hasn't really been Resident Evil.
Yeah, because the first game was the only one that was in a house, just a single house.
Yep, I remember when the first one came out, and my friend had a PlayStation, and going and playing. Oh, you're gonna make me pour it.
I can pour
it. Good, because I'm not gonna make a mess on you. We brought it over to my parents' house, and we were playing on the main TV there, just like sitting 4 inches from the TV for fun, and it was a good time.
The first Resident Evil was like horrible voice acting though. It's like famous for its bad voice acting.
It might have been horrible voice acting, but it was also just at that time it was a great game.
It was
I never was my thing, but I liked watching my friend play.
Mm-hmm.
The vendor shall sell derpy plush and only derpy plush. It is the best business model.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, if all you could buy was derpy plush and there was no other plush, would that be okay with you?
I would be great because I wouldn't have to think.
But what if you had like 15 derpy plushes?
That's not enough.
But like you can't buy a Rainbow Dash.
I already have a Rainbow Dash.
No, you can't. They're gone. They don't exist. They're all derpy plushes.
I have a derpy figurine that's just a painted figurine of Rainbow Dash. So there was a Rainbow Dash. And
so it was good, and then somebody ruined it.
Ooh.
You knew I was going negative, and you were saying oof before I was done talking.
You. No, we got to turn all the Rainbow Dashes into derpies. That's fine.
Okay. Sorry, starting a little late. I had food. We finished eating.
Yes, it was a big pizza.
Big pizza. So yes, back to streaming. I did not stream on Tuesday because I had some busy stuff at work that I was anticipating would run potentially late. Really didn't, but it was still just exhausting week, so didn't want to go from work to work again.
This makes me just want to go back to sociables.
Yeah, we got mead from the tap last Saturday, and so I just cracked it open today.
I need to get those things. I need to get one of those containers. I really do.
Do you know how much it costs to fill it?
Like $20 or something.
So it's a half gallon. You fill it up. The from the tap is 18.
I was close.
So yeah, it's actually pretty good. Well, it costs you like 30 something the first time because you buy the container.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's pretty good. But yeah, we buy. You can. Social was a local meadery, cidery. You can get anything right off the tap. And when we were there last Saturday, we walked in and we're like, "Hey, did you have some mead?" And they're like, "On tap." And because last time they didn't, they're like, "Oh no, we don't have any on tap yet. We don't have any space for it. There's no." And so we're waiting for one of the ones to empty out. And we're like, "Oh, that sucks." So, but then like we came back afterwards and they, just for us, because we're there often enough apparently, they're like, actually we figured out there was one that we kind of had open, so we just jammed a meat in there for you guys. I'm like, well, your menu still says that you can get, it's in cans right now. They're like, oh no, it's just for you guys, like we technically aren't selling it. I'm like, oh okay. So we got fresh barrel open, or keg. It was but their meat on tap is way better, or their can and their tap are not the same. They taste different, and the tap is way better. Not to say the can is bad. I love the can stuff too. It's just if I had to choose between both of them, I'm gonna choose the tap. Just meant to have water. No, hello, Blurred. How was your stream? I saw you were streaming just beforehand. What were you doing? It's been a little while. Are you done with Tracer? I haven't checked you out in a while.
Did you trace her?
Oh,
I'll leave now.
That's loot. None of that here. Come on.
It's probably a joke that's been made 1 billion times over. And...
All right.
Well, we
I'll
will
miss this next Tuesday stream. Oh, that sucks. We'll be here. I'm not planning.
You never know if a meteor might strike.
I'll have to actually check my schedule for the next 2 weeks because I'm sitting in on a 2-week assessment where I'm a part of like an 8-person team that has to basically sit in a room for 8 hours a day for 2 weeks and just listen to people talk about their processes. It's the audit, at least that we had this last week, can be chaotic, and therefore it's at least keeps your blood pumping. This sounds like it's going to be basically just the most boring thing of all time, so I'm not looking forward to it. But I don't know what the schedule is, so I have to double check because some of them might run a little late. So Tuesday might be late. I don't see myself being exhausted like an audit for those, so it should be fine to go. But I might be running a little after 6 to start. Thank you for the false guy, Blue. I appreciate it. She's done. We're working on Widowmaker. Are you gonna remake the one trailer where they're like jumping over rooftops? You could totally do it. Do it, but like have it where they're all T-posing the whole time. That'd be great.
They're establishing.
Was that a dad joke I just heard? Yes. Michael might not be a father, but he acts like one.
So blurred blah.
Okay, she goes down.
The person isn't here.
She falls. She's like, oh no.
So blurred blah. Did you Widowmaker? See, because I asked before if he traced her. Now it's a different character.
No more Michael.
That's fair.
I love the way your mind works. It'd be great. I love stupid. It would be it's one of the, I've had it on comments and actually people on here before where sometimes the comment of you're putting a lot of effort into a shit post. And I'm like, well, yes. People don't realize that sometimes shit posts are a ton of work. But because there's like there's a low effort and then there's a ton of effort, and if you do the middle ground, it's kind of like, why'd you waste your time doing that? If it's low effort, you're like, whatever, but it was funny. But sometimes what makes it funny is the fact that it is too much effort that was put into it, and
I like to think
sad.
The majority of the most successful shit posts involved an entire lab of scientists working to create the perfect shit post. And it's just like, after years of work, we've done it. And it's just like the Goofy meme. It's like, it's Goofy time. It's like, that took tons of people.
But the thing is, there probably was like whole panels that were like, should it be hayok or hayok? Like this. They're all like taking notes, and then they're like measuring out mouth width and
maximum funniness achieved.
I'm a youth leader in my church, and we are having what we call a youth conference Monday and Tuesday. Oh, okay. Well, that should be fun though. It's nice to be able to get out and do that stuff again. Yeah, they're the best. Yes, for sure. And essentially, that's kind of what this video is turning out to be. Is because it's misdirection. It's starting out serious, then it becomes a meme, and then I want it to churn shitpost. So, but at that point, you're invested, and so you're gonna finish. You want to know what happens. Like, as soon as you see like something like this, the questions come up, and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Having a party.
Okay, so we need to go with the shot. Okay.
How does that seem to say slug?
Slug?
Are you gonna have a slug?
No, so if I go into an empty space here and I right click, I can say replace gap with slug or new clip. New clip is a clip that I can place stuff into. A slug is, the idea of a slug is nothing. There is nothing. It's just black. So it just fills it with an empty space. There's nothing. It's probably a minimal other stuff, but it's just for whenever the screen goes black, I just fill a slug.
So what you're telling me is I'm not gonna get a slug.
My little slug. Slimy's magic.
Slug.
Friendship is slime.
It's true.
Like, I like you.
Yep. Friendship means sliming another person and like them being okay with it. That's true friendship. That's what Nickelodeon taught me.
Should I think I want to move her a little earlier on her motions here. I think it's just Apple Bloom, right? Yeah. I wonder if I should have it when she does that like initial like bam.
I know what I want there. Do you know what I want there? That is adorable. But you could increase his adorableness twofold.
Okay, Michael, hold on a second. Mm-hmm. This is how you get Michael to shut up.
No, do you even know what I want? What? You be nice to that horse. He's working very hard. No. Go. No. She's struggling.
She's going for the roundhouse.
You're gonna get up there.
There's a ghost over here and she's trying to punch him right in the face.
No, she's fighting. It's like, no. Gotta fight him off.
Oh no. She's in superposition.
Yes.
She's both on and not on the tractor. Get up, Abba Bloom. She's working on it. Friendships means slamming another person and then being okay with it. That's what Nickelodeon thought. Yes. You know what's funny is that, Edward, sometimes you quote Michael and I read it, but I wasn't listening to him. So when I read it, I didn't realize he said that. That's one of the moments. Imagine just sitting for the perfect meme and then trying to reach max amount of funniness. I wouldn't be surprised because it used to be that memes were just low funny, but now memes go viral. And so if you are an advertiser, having your advertisement go viral is actually very beneficial. So finding something like studying what makes people laugh and what's funny will technically make you money. So in a way, yes, they probably are doing stuff like that, of following trends and ensuring what types of comedy and what people are looking for to get people to laugh. So, and because that's shareable, and sharing is free advertising. Being able to post one little picture or one little video and then have everybody share it for you, that's pretty cheap. Wait, I think I broke her here. I think about it. Yeah, that's what happened. Something in the middle, like, got, like, boop. That's why she was doing this. She's like,
Go. Just gotta get up there.
Okay. There we go. Just back to normal. All right. So I needed this to be a little earlier because I didn't like how fast she went to go turn here. So now I can keep her looking that way. But what I'm going to do is slow down the motion just ever so slight.
Face Apple's X making. So like, Oh.
It's like this is the face when she's like, is that Apple? It's not Apple. Wait,
Oh,
maybe it is.
No.
Ooh.
Apple.
Apple. Apple. Applejack one. Apple. Apple. Apple.
She like apple. What pear?
No. No pear. Only apple. This is the face I make for apple. And this is the face for pear.
Don't. Oh, if you think about pear, made her say it.
No pear.
It's adorable. You know, that face actually looks like the G5 ponies, just her doing that face. Keep releasing more and more screenshots of that.
There we go. The poop face.
That implies that all the
But Michael
G5
uses
ponies
it.
have poop face.
Yeah, your quoting allows me to hear what Michael says.
Yeah.
The Grubhub ad became a meme. Yeah, but sometimes, like, did they mean it to be a meme, or were they trying to just make something funny? I know, like, I don't remember which of the theory channels, I think it was Film Theory, did a whole thing about it where they, like, looked into it and they said that all the characters from the Grubhub ad were just Jimmy Neutron. And all of them can tie directly to characters from Jimmy Neutron.
I don't think I've ever seen
Even
a
one of the
Grubhub
shirts
ad.
had Jimmy Neutron symbol on it.
I don't think I've ever seen a Grubhub ad in my life. I didn't know they had ads.
What about cherries? I don't know, like... I think that apples and cherries could go well together, flavor-wise. As long as apple's the primary flavor, because otherwise she's going to be like, oh.
Well, she did eat a strawberry once.
I'm thinking of, like, so I have a story of when my elder dog, we used to, like, they used to feed him table scraps all the time. And so they, like, take little chunks of meat and they would throw it across the table and you would catch it on the side. This is what he got used to. But then it'd be like little pieces of like rare beef. And so it'd be like, it's cooked, but it's rare beef otherwise. And so they throw him little pieces. And then my dad one time like, hey, watch this. And so he takes a piece of a strawberry and he throws it across the table and he catches it. And he lands in his mouth and he immediately opens his mouth and just dangles his tongue to the side with his head turned. Didn't touch it.
No.
Just waited for it to roll off of his tongue and just sat there. And
Not what I want.
yeah, and it was hilarious. And so he and then the next time we went through a piece of beef, he just closed his eyes and let it hit him in the face because he's like, I'm not falling for that again. And then you do it for a little while and you start to get used to be like, okay, it's meat again. And then like you do the strawberry, but then he started watching for what you're throwing. But that's what I'm thinking for Applejack. She's like, yeah, apple. And then for strawberry, he's like, ugh.
You just paint a pear red. It confuses her.
Okay, so I slowed down Apple Bloom a little bit. I don't like how her mouth is opening here, though. So we're gonna speed that up right here.
Apple and cherry's pretty good together. Apple and strawberries, pretty.
Cherry is one of those, you could put cherry in almost anything. Cherry's, I would call it a more of a universal fruit compared to some things.
Like putting it together with like other fruits and stuff.
Other fruits, any sweet, you can add cherry and usually be okay. I mean, that's why they have you can buy just grenadine. Like I think out of most fruits, it's one that you can mix with.
It's kind of hard to find just a cherry flavored ice cream though, or a cherry flavored cake. Like it's never the dominating flavor. It's always like a side.
But I don't think if you were to make a cherry flavored cake, or not cherry, no, cherry pie.
I've had cherry pie. Yeah. I've had black cherry ice cream and stuff.
I'm thinking that
it's just hard to find.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's just that the flavor of a normal cherry would probably be too much, and if I had it in an ice cream, like a standard like the bright red cherries, I think it would be too much. Black cherry to me is a more subtle sweet flavor.
Yeah,
it's probably better for that. But I'm gonna a second.
Like cherry's definitely one of my favorite pies for sure.
Have you ever had dragon fruit? I heard of it. I don't think I've ever had it.
Have you ever had kiwi?
Yes, I've had kiwi.
It's kind of like a.
Can you move a little bit more to your right or your left? Yeah, that's fine.
It's kind of like a more subdued kiwi in its flavor. But it's bigger.
Okay. I found it the hard way when I tried cherry flavoring in a dip mix. Used too much and it was bitter as hell. Yeah, I can understand that. That's what I'm thinking. Cherry is one of those that it enhances the flavors of other things. Like, nobody just goes... Like, the cherries that you put on top of drinks and, like, ice cream... No, I don't think of anybody that just eats a whole thing of those. Black cherries... Sure, but usually you have to slow down because you have to get around the pits and those aren't as sweet. But nobody buys, like, the topper cherries, just eats a whole thing of it.
I've done that.
I knew you were thinking that you were going to be the one to say it.
No, I've bought those cherries and just like they're... Well,
why did you buy it for that purpose?
Okay, when I was younger, my mom would buy them for ice cream toppers, but then they were just in the fridge looking delicious.
Okay, yes, the color looks delicious.
And so I would eat them.
Because they are like the most artificially red thing.
They are good. I would just take a fork and I just stab it into the jar.
I couldn't do that. I don't think they're that good for that type of consumption. If you, to me, like having a little bit of whipped cream and you have that cherry on top, and like when you're halfway through your shake and you kind of get that like that sweetness of a cherry once, I like that.
They're good. Jeez, you gotta help.
Just trying. Let's try and.
I feel like I want to pay you money to have her tongue sticking out. Because it would be so adorable.
Yeah, that'd be a slippery slope. Okay, everybody, pay money and I put in what you want in the stream or in the final video, and then it's just gonna end up being the trashiest thing.
Like there'd be that Rarity episode where she makes everybody dress the way they want it.
Yeah, essentially. I have been meaning to actually. I wanted to do I wanted to stream on YouTube sometime a super chat based request stream. So like requests based on super chats that come through. But originally that was when I was going to start getting the money together for starting the podcast stuff. But then I kind of had enough to do it anyway. So I just didn't have a need to do it. So I don't need to do it just to it's if I have something I want to invest in and that could help me get there, sure. But otherwise I'm not just going to do it to do it. But I thought that could be fun.
Just do it.
Okay, so I think I'm going to have her tail kind of go out a little bit here. I want to get this shot done because then I'll say I can start the render, but what it probably means is that I'm going to just like forget continuously to do the render. After the stream, unless I start a render right away, I forget. I go do something else and I just don't come on. I don't come back to SFM to do it. The keyframes for lip syncing, by the way. Oh, nope. So it's more of, so any complex motion. So this is to me, a pretty complex movement. I don't say I start blending frames and I start animating and I do something that like isn't recoverable, something that I'm not able to go back and undo enough because I've modified too much things. So I might have to go back to the drawing board. Well, I don't want to be stuck with modified keyframes that like or something. So the keyframe here is so the actual keyframes for this motion that I originally used. So it's more of, it's just a backup because like right here, you can see this hoof. It's locked in place. And that's why I'm doing the keyframe. Keyframes, being that I'm not using a rig, are about the only way that I can have motion happen and ensure that objects interacting with other objects. So in this case, a tractor that's locked to the world and her that's on top of it can be fully locked in place without being manipulated or sliding or something. A rig wouldn't allow that, but I'm not using one. So I want to make sure that in very, very complex motions that I keep the keyframes on the side. Also, it is a secondary benefit of Learning Tool. So I've had it before when I went to do some panels for different conventions that people ask about process stuff. And so I'll actually bring some of the outputs showing, I might be able to find, is there a flash drive in the little tray up there?
Yes.
Can you plug it into one of the blue sockets? I don't think I have the video on. Flip it around. Oh no, okay, you did right. I have a flash drive that I use for conventions, and that is that one right there. There they are. I don't have it in this folder, though. I thought it was in that folder. No. No, okay, here it is. So I, like in one of the old videos I made, I separated it. So I actually rendered it out so that... Or not. Maybe it don't work. They're not working. That's fine. I can always re-render these again if I want. Anyway, so this was like I had the keyframe, and then I put the keyframe next to my initial blend, then initial one next to final blend, and final blend next to cleanup. So it kind of would allow people to see progression of how I would go through animating. That's what things like this are nice for, is when people want to see some of that. I can be like, well, this is what it was, this is what I started with, and then these are the steps I would go through to get from there to my final product. What tarnation is wrong with this apple? It tastes weird. No, she would know. She's got like apple sense.
Yeah.
Speaking of the podcast, what's the status of that? So I haven't done too much this week because of the audit stuff. I've got most of the backdrop stuff and the logistical stuff figured out. There's one big thing and then two small things to figure out. One, got to name it. Two, scheduling. And then three, I want to get some backdrop stuff still. So I had a white wall and I got some big wood panels that I held off forever trying to do because I was trying to figure out a cheaper way to get it here. Ended up the way I was going to do it that was free to get it here. Didn't work out. So I ended up just having it shipped. It cost more, but whatever.
We got one of those things figured out.
Yeah. What?
I got the perfect name.
No.
Michael and Friends.
No.
I like this name.
No. No, or we can say a bunch of friends and Michael.
Wow. That hurts. Can it be Michael and a bunch of friends? Yeah,
we'll have you sit on one side and everybody
as long as I get top billing, that's what matters.
No, so we already I have most of it done. If you're on Twitch sub or on Patreon, there is a video I posted on Discord or on Patreon recently that shows the kind of setup. I recorded it for some other stuff, but it basically shows what most of the setup is. But it's also, the hard part is just getting all four of us together in one time, because that's probably the most difficult thing.
I'm never around. It is hard to get me.
No, it's for some people it's a larger distance to travel, and so it's trying to get the initial date kicked off with enough time that we can keep that up. So, but we're getting there. But at least most of the hard stuff is done. So I just filler stuff. What do I need to do with her tail? That's what I'm trying to figure out here.
I wouldn't think you need to do too much.
He's like, thanks for answering. I still I gotta learn when it comes to SFM overall, but I'll keep going at a steady pace. Well, the stuff that's with SFM is no different than normal 3D. All the same principles be the same. It's the same thing like when they say with programming that if you learn how to program in one programming language, you already are like know half of almost all other programming languages, because the hardest part about programming is syntax and just how the logic of programming works. once you figure out that logic, you're half the way there, because all different programs are going to be doing it the same thing, just in different ways. And you just have to figure out what their syntax is to get that done. It's the same thing with animating. The software might be different, but the principles for how everything works is the exact same. It's just when you go to a different software, you'd have to learn, okay, I know I need to do this, but what buttons do I hit to do it? Maybe it's not exactly the same. I got to go this way, and you just have to learn to adjust. So it's all the same. That's why I had it open, but I had an Animating 101 panel I would do at some of the conventions, and it was in regards to showing the principles of animation, the same ones for 2D stuff that like some of the Disney people did. Because even those 3D, they all follow the same principles. Some of them are not written for 3D, but they have an equivalent. And that's actually what I did for the panels at the conventions and stuff, was I rewrote them for 3D. And some people that were there that were actually professional 3D animators watched, and they didn't complain, so I think I at least spoke it somewhat right.
That's good.
I was actually concerned about that. I'm like, yep, I'm not a professional. You actually went to school for this, so...
Yeah, well, you're fairly close acquaintances with one person who works on it professionally, does 3D stuff professionally, so...
Ooh.
Minty.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But I haven't talked with Minty since, I mean, the convention just kind of threw
a lot of that kind of everything,
Yeah.
When it comes to software, I kind of wish I had gotten into software more than hardware in college. Just because you mess up software, you can fix it over the internet. You mess up, software stuff. You mess up hardware stuff. It's kind of like, hey, this isn't working. It's like, can you pay $100 to have it sent back here?
Well, if software breaks, you still have to pay to fix it. It's just now people can do it spookily from a distance.
Yeah, you can't do that with hardware. Like
nobody can hack your toaster.
I have to
give it time.
I have to hardwire like receiver units at my job, and if I don't wire them properly and something doesn't work, not only is the customer going to be ticked, the only way to fix it is to send it to me, and that takes time. And if it's like a huge construction site or that everybody's already there and they're reliant on this machine, I could get in a lot of trouble pretty quick.
Well, like, I've had days where, like, I'll come in the morning, I'll log in, and I'll have, like, 4 emails of, like, the system's not working, it needs to be working as soon as possible. And it has nothing to do with me. I just have to email IT because they broke something. But, no, the problem with computer stuff is that they know that they just think you just hit, like, 3 buttons and, like, oh, it's fixed. You put the digital Band-Aid on it. And...
Well, I have people call me up, like, this has to work. It's costing millions of dollars.
They always say that crap.
Yeah, I know, but some of them are actually honest about it.
Title option, Argo Daemon and the Argo Nuts. It's more about, I want to have a title that's non-name specific, non-pony, and that doesn't imply other topics. So I've had ideas for some, and I'll get to Stupid Face in a second. But I don't want to have some name that gives an implication of like a specific topic that we're locked to. And I don't want any that are specific to me. I want it to be the 4 of us, and that are on even footing. I don't want to have it be like, it's me plus 3. No, I don't want that. So
can't call it me plus 3.
Me plus 3?
Yeah.
That's actually kind of a neat name.
Me plus 3. And that doesn't really
because then it's which one's me?
Yeah, who's me? That would work, actually.
There would be a problem, though.
Why is that?
Say one person's gone.
Well, we kind of...
It's the me plus 2.
Yeah, it's a sad day. No, I think that's good. Me plus 3.
It kind of works. It sounds like it might be for dating.
That's a weird kind of dating. Like,
it's
you have to find 3
polygamous.
Yes.
I tried to learn programming, but I just couldn't get the syntax. Frustration drove me to the point of punching out my computer monitor. No, it's programming takes time. It's like typing. There's a bunch of keys out there, but it's learning where all the keys are to where now I don't think about where the keys are. My brain just does it. And it's not. And syntax is about like, you can know that you need to do like assign, or create a variable named A and assign the number 1 to it. you might know this is what I need to do, but the syntax is what do I actually have to type to make that happen? But to me, the syntax is the easy part, because it's all just from a library. You can Google a lot of it. It's the properties behind it. Like, how does a while statement work? How does an if statement work? How does a not statement work? How do you use variables and looping in efficient ways? There's so many complexities to it that's the hard part. But that's, once you learn that part, the syntax is not an issue at that point.
I don't think you really do much of anything with her tail. Yeah, switch back and forth a little bit.
I have a stupid face right now.
Oh, you do? Oh, so you do.
Me plus 3 minus 1. Yeah, it's a pretty big old math problem. Last night was kind of frustrating. I went to bed at 12 a.m. and nearly managed to get 8 hours of sleep, but my fire alarm had another idea. So when I was in the dorms, finals week, you at least get 2 or 3 fire alarms. You just started sleeping through it.
I remember 8 hours of sleep. Those were the days.
It's not that I'm not trying to get 8 hours of sleep. My body refuses.
I kind of learned that from my grandparents. Like old people always getting up super early in the morning and going to bed super early in the evening. It's not that they want to be up that early. It's that their bodies will not let them stay asleep. And so they're just up. But then they get to go to Denny's and get the early bird specials. So it works out. Getting older is going to be fun.
Okay, so if I put her, let's see, right here. We'll do actually right there. Yeah, that should be fine.
That was some really good. Some good meat.
You trying to say you want more?
No, not immediately.
Oh no.
No, they give hugs. Give hugs, yes. No, too hugged. They hugged too hard.
They have become cat dog.
Ruff, ruff. They bark now. No, just, you gotta stop when they give hugs, not before they merge and they're all.
Like, no, Michael.
No.
See, look.
Self-love.
It's like, you know, one of those pictures you look at and it looks like a vase and also 2 heads.
It is a little horrifying when they kiss so hard they morph into one another. That's a little terrifying.
Oh, you know what? I had that right. It is this, and then it is. Oh, I see what the problem is. Okay. This is going to be rotated to this.
I mean, you got to think about where my head's at. I'm very much, it's brony logic. If 2 characters so much as touch, it's because they're dating. And, yeah, eventually they'll get married. It's brony logic.
It does sound like brony logic.
It ended up working for Lyra and Bonbon.
Why did they get married? Oh, because the fandom wanted them to get married? They might not have actually wanted to.
Look,
but we forced them to.
They knew what they were getting into when they sat on that bench together.
Oops.
Even if they're in the same room, eventually they will get married. Yes. Brony logic is a thing. Yes. I have established it. I'm just seeing Cluster Jack. Oh, what happened? Oh no! They have formed The eye, the all-seeing bloom.
The bloom forms.
She
This
is
is awoken.
true apple bloom. Oh, that is trippy. Whoa. It's when the acid kicks in, man. Ooh. I am the one true bloom. Well, that's true. You need to take like a screenshot of that, like immediately, because that is amazing. That is trippy.
This seems like some what is that the waterfall song? Oh no, Champagne Waterfall or Champagne.
Yeah,
in the sky.
I've heard the song.
Remember?
I think.
This is what the inside of a camera looks like when you take a picture.
The kaleidoscope of bloom.
Oh no, she's up now. Well, the whole idea was that
Yeah, that's like where they start from. Look at that. Look at those little hooves. That's actually pretty cool. Transform.
If you ever wondered how horses are born,
No.
they are born in packs of 18 at a time, and then they must fight to the death.
Until there's only one.
Thank you for the sub, Skylight. This notification won't leave until I share. Oh, yeah, I know, I hate those. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll praise the apple bloom. And one true bloom.
Just
Well, you can get. Let's add. Let's go. We must go deeper.
Somebody needs to make a pony kaleidoscope now.
I did. I made a whole video.
Yeah, you did. You made 2 videos.
There. Okay, so the weirdest thing is, these eyes are actually a merger between the two.
Yeah. It's pretty creepy.
Let's travel through the wormhole. Actually, hold on. We shall travel through the wormhole. It's the apple sphincter.
No.
What is that one thing in the sand at in Star Wars that consumes things?
Yeah, that digest them for 1,000 years?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That's what apple
What are you
bloom
talking
is.
about, though? The sandworm thing. The Snarlack pit. No, that's not it, is it?
The Snorlax?
The Snarlack, but that was the other thing, wasn't it? The big, I don't know. Maybe it was.
Okay. We're gonna see if we can do 128.
Too much bloom. Not enough
Because
apple.
every time it'll add a little bit more detail. Or smooth it out, I guess. Okay, we'll do that. Nope, that's not centered. Because this is always to be centered, it would need to be right. It's about having all things symmetrical. There we go. There we go. So this is symmetrical now. Now the frame rate's starting to hit in.
And now it's pretty much just colors at this point, too. That's the thing. Before it was horses emerged. Now it's just
No, we have
color.
horse.
Is there a horse in there somewhere? It's hard to say.
Yes.
It is cool, though.
Somewhere in the apple donut.
What have you become, Bloom? A tire.
No. See, we don't need to do that because we already have a tire. We have one right here.
No, you stop this. You're bad. You're being bad again.
There, see, Derpy is already has this job. She's doing fine.
You're just jealous that she's so much better than Rainbow Horse. This is how you express jealousy.
Nope, it's that the laugh as you are in pain is enjoyable.
My laugh's a pain.
Mario, I'm a tire. Mamma mia, I'm a tire.
Wah. Last.
There it is. Boom.
What was the last?
I'm thinking like the Inception sounds like boom.
Yes. What was the last Mario game you played? Like,
Last Mario game I played was. Well, we borrowed
we did have
Mario Odyssey.
We did play Odyssey.
Yeah, and you played as Hat.
Yes. Well, but that wasn't. Yeah,
that was a Mario
one
game.
Time. That was a Mario game. That was a proper Mario game. The only one I played before that, the only one I played seriously, was N64 Mario.
I actually was playing Mario and Luigi because it's.
Wait,
it's
there's a game that's just called Mario and Luigi?
Yeah, it's kind of like Super Mario RPG, but like if you took like 90% of it out. But it is an RPG to combat Mario and Luigi. It's actually pretty fun. I had it on DS. I was playing it, and then my DS got busted, and now you fixed it.
Kinda.
It works. It just doesn't have 3D anymore, so it's a 2D and a 3D.
I could probably fiddle with it more. I think the screen just needs aligned, but it was a pain in the butt to get it to work that well. Thank you.
You said you were getting more.
I am getting more.
Good. His name is Cappy. Yeah, I probably. I'm sorry, I don't know my Mario lore very well.
I played it once with him.
Yeah,
a long time ago.
we borrowed it from John from the Fallout 76 or the Valheim streams. John had this game, and so we just borrowed it from him. One more question regarding animation in the motion editor. I know there's the term called blocking, but is that something you have to do with every part of the model? Sorry, nope, I know what you're talking about. So. The keyframing that I generally do, the way that I tend to use it is called pose to pose. And pose to pose and blocking are kind of the same thing, but one of them has more context, at least the way that I see it. So in this case, Apple Bloom getting up here is... They're both a form of keyframing in a way, but what a pose to pose is where I'm really only prioritizing the poses that I want to ensure that I see. And being that I'm, again, not working with a rig, that's kind of the most important thing. So let's say that, like, for this, when she's going to get up, I knew that she was going to be on the ground. I also then knew that between this place and this and getting up to the tractor, there's really not much that I needed to worry about in terms of what I need to visually show. I don't need to put like a frame in the middle here because I'm just going to kind of blend them and then like slap on like a backup to like whatever. I don't need to really keyframe that. So instead I just went from a pose of her on the ground, just it's not even that detailed, I just took the generic one. And then of her being up on the tractor. Then it was, okay, now I want to have her attempting to get up. What would be the next required pose? What would be the next required thing that would have to happen? The pose being that after I blend everything, a frame somewhere in that blend is going to be exactly what that keyframe. And that was that I wanted to have her start pulling herself up. So I put one leg up, and then I knew she was going to go back and forth. So I just added a couple back and forths. And then I knew that she was going to drop down a little bit and then start pulling herself up. Then it started getting more complicated because in trying to get up, that's a much more complex motion. So it was about having her first get connect, like actually make connection. So you should see her body lift up because she made connection. Then bending forward and getting that initial like downwards motion. Then actually most of the way up and then to her standing position. So all the ones in here, I was deemed that there was no way I could just blend between that. I needed to have that in there. Blocking, on the other hand, would be basically doing the same thing, but subdividing a lot more of it. So it would be like saying between her being down here and her being up here, I'm now going to add, like, say it goes from, like, let's just say this is my keyframes. It's now saying, okay, now in the middle of this, I'm going to put another one. And then in the middle of this, I'm going to put another one. And then in the middle of that one, I'm going to put another one. And if you keep going backwards like that, you'll eventually just have all your animation. Just you made it out of frames. You're going to get a lot of really detailed stuff like that, but to me, that's just a lot of spent time when I can just blend stuff together. So that's why I like pose to pose. There is a whole tutorial. If you Google Source Filmmaker, go to the official Source Filmmaker tutorial by Valve. I think it's 13. The tutorial number 13.1, 13.2, and 13.3 are all on pose to pose. It's actually a pretty good tutorial, like kind of covers some of those topics. But yeah, it really. But again, if you're looking to do Pixar, sure, put in a lot of detail. If you're looking to go into professional stuff, sure, go into a lot of that detail stuff. I don't care. I just like making videos. I'm not going to spend all my time like trying to put in ultra detailed stuff. I'm going to cut as many corners as I can. So yeah, better than Rainbow Horse. Are you prepared to pay for such blasphemy, Albert? You can write Michael hate mail. He doesn't know how about the good blue horse.
Well, no, she's a good horse. She's just not the best horse.
Oh, well, yeah, that's where you're wrong.
Well, I mean, we all know the truth, don't we, Chad?
Lord, I have an image in my head now. Mad Scientist Twilight and Mad Scientist Applejack doing mad nuclear physics with apples. But
I feel like an apple falls out of the tree and hits Applejack on the head. She's like, I discovered black magic. It's making the apples fall out the tree.
I discovered math. If you take one apple and you add another apple, you have an apple and an apple. That's math.
That's apples.
She's... there's such thing as Mad Scientist Applejack. There's Mad Hillbilly Applejack. She's like the hills have eyes type thing.
And she's like, my mama always told me life is like a box of apples. It got apples in it. It's very deep.
You know, she says, my mom always said life's like a box of apples. What's that mean? I never know. I never learned.
She died.
She just had a box of apples. I follow her words to this day. Never left this farm.
Oh, silly apples.
Lock these to the nearest keyframe. There we go. Alright, thanks. I'll definitely look at the tutorial at some point. All their tutorials are actually pretty good. You can skip the first couple if you've used SFM before, because a lot of that's covering the very basic stuff for SFM. So I would recommend skipping the first maybe one or two to three, maybe, because a lot of those are like how the record button works and how like using TF2 animation works, and isn't really that helpful. The pose to pose one is actually really useful. All right, yeah, see you later, dork. Apple hits her in the head and she's like, let's put the alphabet into math, and that's where the black magic comes in. She does no magic. She just isn't good at it.
It's all apple magic.
If I kick this tree, it makes apples. Mm-hmm. That's what she believes. She doesn't know it actually comes from the tree.
Yeah.
She just thinks if she kicks trees. So every month she goes out there and she just knows that, like, only a couple months a year it works.
It's like, I just gotta beat up this tree and I got apples.
She goes out there with like a bat. She's like, okay, tree. It's a shame if something happened here.
I learned the hard way you can't do that with ponies. I kicked a lot of ponies before I realized they weren't all going to give me apples. One to give me his watch, though. Really, really strange.
That was nice. Very nice.
It was very nice. It wasn't an apple, though. I still remember the episode where Apple Bloom dreamt about getting a cutie mark that wasn't an apple, and like, oh, that's nice. And they just like make her leave the house. Wonderful. You can't live here no more.
Applejack, I got my cutie mark. I'm gonna be a doctor. Get out.
Get out. They ended up giving her an apple for her cutie mark, but like, wasn't her the whole thing that she was good at construction?
Well,
Like early on, that was supposed to be her talent.
well, no, that she was good at it didn't mean that being good at something and it being your talent might not be the same thing. I like the idea though that of a society that's like you go into sending your application for a job and they're like, let's see your butt. And they're like, well, you're like trying to be a nurse and they're like, no, that's a plank of wood. That has nothing to do to help here. But I really like children. Nah, get the fuck out. We don't need your resume. You got your butt.
But at the same time, I feel like if they gave that pony that job, they'd walk in the next day and there'd just be a plank of wood nailed to the child.
Well, just because they're good at something doesn't mean that that's like... That's not how it works.
No, that's all they're good at. They just nail planks of wood to children.
Hey, hell, maybe the children deserved it. What?
Maybe. I don't know those kids.
No, that's what I don't like. It's like it shows like what you're good at, so then like other people have to. But what if you have a cutie mark that's just like a pile of poop?
Then you're shoveling manure till you're dead.
Yeah, well, no, but like then everywhere you're walking, everybody knows.
Yeah. Like, it's a little bit constraining for sure. Like the whole cutie mark idea. Like when I was probably her age, I wanted to be an airplane pilot, but yeah. So if I had like a mark that said I was going to be an airplane pilot, and I didn't want to be that anymore.
Well, nope, you gotta get a cutie mark removal, and that's like an illegal thing.
Yes, painful too. I did like some of the lore building when they actually said that ponies who got a cutie mark that basically said their job was going to be one thing, they changed their names. Like I think they said it was Mrs. Cake. When she got like a cake-based cutie mark, she changed her name.
But what if she liked her name?
Well, apparently she didn't, because she changed it.
But the husband did too?
Nah, they only ever said that she changed her name.
But then, so the husband took the wife's name.
Her name was Chiffon Swirl, but then she got her
Chiffon?
Chiffon Swirl was like Mrs. Cake's original name, but then she got her cutie mark and she changed it to Cupcake. Like, that's the lore, anyways. Like a pony can change their name to match their cutie mark, essentially.
Can I change my name to match my skill set?
Sure.
Okay, because I want to be called Asshole.
I figured you'd just be called like Excel Guy. I still assume you just do Excel. Like
that when I'm not on
way.
When I'm not like doing the stream stuff, yeah, Excel is my. I do spreadsheets.
Yeah, your job would kill me, but that's cool.
I love spreadsheets.
I
love.
I like working with my hands.
Okay, you can. I mean, everybody's got to make money.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them those massages. But
to the electrical equipment.
Yes,
I mean,
it's very relaxing for them.
They checked the box for the special treatment.
I someday wish I can get a job that doesn't involve paperwork. I don't know that job exists, but I want that job. I hate paperwork.
It's half my job.
I figure that's like more than half your job.
Yeah, well, technically for the group that I'm in, I don't do paperwork. It's I build the systems for where people put their paperwork, I guess is the best way to put it.
Your job is paperwork, one way or another.
It's digital paperwork, but I guess I get to build the logic for how stuff is stored, and I like building systems. I don't like maintaining systems. And when I started my job originally, I told my boss that in my previous company, when I was working on helping build a system, it ended up being that I become an admin because like you're the one that knows everything. And then I got stuck doing that, and I would spend hours a day just making making profiles and accounts for people, and then managing profiles and answering questions. So it ended up being that like I went there to have a creative position, and then I ended up like not doing anything creative. I ended up just being locked into just typing in fields, and I hated it. And so when I started my current job, I said I don't want to do that, and they're like, nope, there's no problem. We'll have other people take over for stuff. Hasn't happened. I've made 3 different systems. Now I'm the only one managing all 3 of them. And so every morning, or I have something called Maintenance Mondays, where it is Monday morning is I go through all the systems and clean up the data because people are stupid, and ensure that it's all like up to snuff. And it's like, whatever.
I've had too much to drink to remember what I do for a living.
You repair electronic stuff, and you also make fun of draft all day.
Yeah, that's some of the things I do. I also wire electronics.
That's all in the same boat.
It's electronics. I do electronic stuff, and the broad of the wide spectrum of people who contract my work is big. Lots of big companies.
They contract your company's work.
Government contracts and stuff. Yeah.
You talk like that's like, oh, we have some government contracts. Everything I do is government contract.
I know. Like, about a third of what I do is like government contract stuff.
Technically, I guess nothing I do is government contract because I deal with the higher end system stuff, not the day to day. But most of our money is government. Yeah.
Well, like, I think we get systems in from not Boeing and stuff, but that's not so much government contracts. But we do get some stuff from like NASA, which is a government contract.
But Boeing is probably
doing government contracts.
Yeah,
stuff,
it's government to some degree.
Yeah.
Did you empty up?
No, there's still some in here. I just put it down here because I didn't know where else to put it that wouldn't cause a ring.
Okay, so I'm good on the hair.
We are drinking mead.
Yep. So it's kind of just a little cloudy, but yeah, it's mead, so it's just honey cider.
Which is really good.
But it's from a local place, so it's not just like we didn't buy it out of a can or a bottle. We actually got it off the tap, and that's why it's in a just random container I bought years ago, and I've just been having it filled up since, over and over. Yeah, it's just so it's good because it's local, and it's also not expensive. That half gallon for
well, getting it right from the brewery is always going to be cheaper, I feel. Like if it's quality.
Yeah.
Which it is.
It is.
It's something I didn't really get to do a lot back when I lived in Kentucky, was like going to breweries and stuff. I was way too out in the middle of nowhere to enjoy stuff like that. Living close to the city has its perks.
Okay, so I want to have these kind of smoothed out a little bit. I don't want to have as much motion on there. Oh, nope, I think I got rid of too much. Yep, I did.
Milk and water is very good ice.
A little bit less. That's fine. So did I get a job where I got paid to do nothing for 6 months? It was utter hell. Oh yeah, no, I can understand that. When I got laid off, like I thought it was great for a little while, but then it's just like, okay, I actually want to go out and do some stuff. Like I was being basically paid to be home because I was laid off. Like I was being paid to live at home, and because I didn't have to drive or pay for gas, and I didn't have to eat out when I used to, I was actually making about the same. And I hated it after a while because it just, you do need a little bit of like up and moving around.
Well,
you need to feel like there's value in the time that you have. Otherwise, yeah, you're just going to get burnt. What are you going to do? You need a direction.
I have downtime in my job. I just read.
I know, but like but being at home, like where you have nothing, where your time is just spent playing video games and fucking around for 5 months, there's nothing.
like that's what everyone in life is like working towards. It's called retirement.
Yeah, but
All
all I did was sit at home because I was had a reduced wage and it was already off a low wage. I really couldn't travel. Where was I going to go? I couldn't watch Jeopardy.
Why not?
Because I don't like Jeopardy.
Who doesn't like Jeopardy? Well, it's Jeopardy.
When's the last time you watched Jeopardy on television?
Every time I go to my grandparents, but it's been a bit.
Yeah, so this is I'm not old in retirement. That's you just prove my point.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with Jeopardy, though.
No, but it's like the things that I would normally do, I just got burned out on, and I just didn't. I felt like my life had little value. Sometimes you just need to have something going on.
I don't know. I'd take up painting or something. Maybe.
Painting costs money.
Yeah, I suppose. You can, like, paint with the food in your cupboards, like the stuff you don't want to eat, like just crack open the powdered cheese and then grab a paintbrush and just kind of paint with it. These seem like good ideas to me.
Don't listen to Michael. His life advice is wrong.
Of course.
Anytime a man tells you, or anybody tells you, just go and paint with powdered cheese, you know that they're already at the bottom of their life. There's nothing left. They can't go any lower.
I'm just imagining somebody painting with all the food in their cupboards. Like, I've made a masterpiece from marinara sauce and mustard. And then you're like, oh, I don't have money for food.
Have you ever watched?
Just cook your painting.
You haven't watched Parks and Rec, right?
I've never watched Parks and Rec.
There was the one in there where the guy went and made a board game. And it was this like ultra complex, stupid thing. And it was, I think, because he had too much time just on his own. And he ended up just putting all his energy into this amazingly complicated thing. And then I think some people online actually made a real game out of it. And it actually came up later in the series where somebody actually went and made a game from it. And then he tried to get like the rights for it back. But, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Don't listen to Michael. His life advice is wrong. Yep.
Wow.
You'll probably need add a word on that. I think only subs can actually add quotes. I think we might be good on Apple Bloom.
That's my favorite question anybody's ever asked.
Who are you and your friends?
Who are you? How did you get into my house?
What is your social security number? What is your mother's maiden name?
Yes.
If this is Michael, if that's your wondering.
Also known as Gregory.
It's my dad's name. That's creepy.
Is it? No.
Yes.
I actually didn't know that. Don't pay that close
I
attention.
think we're good on this one. I think, actually, one more thing. So these two things back here. When she goes back here, I think I can actually pull them back further. It is local. Something explodes right here. So this spot right here is already busted. So I'm just gonna fix it right now. Oh, there we go. Now I want to make sure it's not still busted. It is not. All right, we're good. Now it should stay. Okay.
Glump in that tractor.
Okay, so because the jiggle bones are only made to go back to a certain distance, so I want to actually try to take advantage of the fact that I have the ability to manipulate stuff, and because like here, when she goes back like this is a very short amount of time, so this should be pulled forward.
You're from Argentina? Bet you have some opinions on the Faulkner Islands? If you ever talk to anybody from Britain or Argentina, they have some strong opinions about those islands. I'm just
Somebody joins in. So, what do you think of Republicans? I mean,
No, it's just like they both sides feel like believe the islands are theirs. It's history, man.
no politics.
Oh, it's not U.S. politics. Don't bother confront me none.
You know, we're gonna expand the "Don't Listen to Michael" into all topics.
That's fair.
Okay, so she turns her head this way. Do this. No, it's fine. It's context is all like that matters to me, and if I can understand that, that's fine. No problem. Okay. I'm just gonna have this go a little bit further. And then just kind of like lazily pop up that side. Okay. A little bit thin out there. Okay, that's good. Because I want to add the extra motion to it. So normally, like, you have to add, if it's a strong motion, you have to have the wobble back and forth as it like equalizes. There we go. That's a good one, Edward.
Oh no.
Hello, Phil McCall. How's it going?
No.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome.
No, you have to be you have to be a sub for it to work. I don't even think that's something I have control of. That's just something that the thing is just set up at. No, that's not Twitch. The bot that does it is through Streamlabs, and I don't think it's a checkbox or anything that I know of.
It's the boot.
I can understand why though, because otherwise, anybody could just come in and just spam a whole crap on them. Okay, I think. So the apple is a little bright here, but it might be fine. Mm-hmm. This is again where, like I mentioned, I can now render it, and being I can start rendering things early, it allows me to render it, process it, and look at it and say, hey, do I need to fix anything with this? And that gives me plenty of time to fix it over time. It sucks when, say, all this is green, and then I'm trying to render it, and something is wrong, and I'm now where I'm trying to get this done in 2 hours, and I'm re-rendering it, and not knowing what I have to do to fix something. So that's good. So we're going to change this to green.
Clumsy, I'd say this video is still pretty far off from being fully rendered.
Yeah, it's more, I can start rendering it soon. That's why I want to get this done, because now we have a big section that's green. So I can start at the beginning, and because SFM is always going to be about, like, tell me where to start and go until, so it's going to always render this like purple area in the background here. So it's just nice to have a consecutive area. I can start rendering it. Rendering is actually very complex and annoying process. I've kind of mentioned before, but like you see here, I have notes here. So I have to make sure that I'm loaded map desert test 2, that I've reinitialized the sky to be the blue sky militia HDR, and then I've also reset the fog controller to the values that I want. Highlight. I don't think I'm going to do those actually. And then, so let's say I render this out, and I know what it looks like still, but let's say like when it actually is rendered out, it doesn't work. Or sometimes I'm looking for a balance in like light and dark, and when I export it and I start adding like post effects, it doesn't quite work. Well, then I have to re-render it again. And if I'm at the point at the very end of the video where I'm already like ready to release something, it sucks because like I'm trying to figure out these details now, but rendering takes time, so I don't have the time to fix those things. Being able to start this now means I can start rendering. I can start poking at these a little bit over time and get the stuff fixed, and then just fix the renders because there's no like locked in time now. But like figuring out the color correction and how that works, I can usually up the quality a bit more because I can let it just take longer to run on each. Like say something in the background doesn't work, or maybe like there was a flickering rock because of some light that was just on the edge of its min-max, which I've had before. Stuff like that, you just don't know that's going to be an issue. Also, the fact that any shot that starts with their eyes or something closed, like here, Applejack's eyes are slightly squinted. Those are probably not going to stay squinted when the shot starts. I'm going to probably have to re-render it by going like this, rendering the shot again to get it prepped, and then replacing these couple frames. Usually, whenever I have a video that's done, I spend probably about 2 to 4 hours, depending on the size of the video, going shot by shot, fixing eye closing issues. Usually at the very beginning of shots, or anytime somebody blinks. Sometimes you'll get it where like the actual render never actually shows the full eye being closed. It'll look something like this instead because it was too quick of a... That's why if you ever see like where we do about eye blink, that there's a couple of frames where they're fully closed. It's not that they're going to stay closed for that many frames. It's that when I render it, it might not fully close for a couple of frames, so it's giving it time to fully close. So I usually will go through and actually manually render those by literally going at this frame, waiting for it to process, exporting it as an image, and then go to the next frame. And I will manually replace all the frames one by one like that. And I will do that for hours. So yes, if I can do that earlier so I don't have to spend like literally 2 to 3 days doing that, I will do that. SFM was great, except for when it isn't.
It's always great. What are you talking about?
The final mile for SFM is the one part of it I don't like. I like all the parts leading up to it, and just not final mile.
I like the horses.
Do you render piece by piece? Kind of like, so I can't render. He kind of can render multiple maps, but for this I probably won't. But like everything up through here is the same map, but as soon as it switches to here, it's a different map. So I'll probably... A render on a decent quality for this section right here would probably take my computer about 3 to 5 hours, depending on the quality level. If I put it at like 128 or 256, probably about 3 to 5 hours. So if I go to bed at night, I'll just start a render and say to stop right here. Then the next evening, well, before I go to bed, I'll just start this render. Or if something in here was busted that's big enough that it requires a larger re-render, I might just re-render it the whole night. And so then I'll start this one the second night, and then the third night I might start this part, and then I'll just check it the next day. So I kind of do it in parts, but it's only because if I were to render this whole thing in one go, I had a render once that took like 30 hours if I wanted to have the whole thing run. But after I sleep, let's say I had work the next day. So I sleep, I wake up, I go to work, I come back. That's like 16, 17 hours later. It's still rendering. So I don't want to have it. I want to use my computer. So I'll just break it into pieces. It doesn't matter as long as I'll break. Most of my renders are in 4 to 5 chunks just because it's easier to manage that way. Thought this said Scootaloo pooping. Okay, so this is where she gets murdered.
No, she's fine. She got picked up.
She's fine?
They're going to the soccer game. It's like, oh, go soccer. Yeah. She spilled her juice. She had tomato juice. She spilled it all over Rumble.
Tomato juice?
Yes.
Yes, V8.
Yes.
V8 energy.
It's just everywhere. She's gonna be very dehydrated later.
I think what's funny is that, like, just for anybody that comes in that hasn't seen what I've been working on for like months, just seeing out of context, like Scootaloo just getting rocked by something. Actually, I probably should here. So there's a change in focus right here. What I should do, I don't think this matters as much for the blur. For those that might be curious, so there's 3 tractors. That's for a reason. If you actually look at motion blur at this screen, so this is what the motion blur looks right now. So when I render it, you're going to see exactly this. If I go and knock this down to one tractor, this is what you see. The tire gets so blurred that this is the tire. You don't really see anything. So the idea is I add 3 tractors, and when you actually have them blurred together, it looks like a single tractor, but now it has more mass. You can see more of it, and it looks like a larger thing. I've done this before, so this isn't like the first time I've actually done something like that, but when it's actually blended together, it looks more like a single tractor than it did with this, where you can't even see the tire. So it's kind of the idea behind that. Anytime I've had like a spinning object in Alishai where she's spinning the gun, I actually had like 5 guns there that popped up, and like as soon as it started spinning, they all spread out just so that it enhanced the motion blur that was involved. And here too, so she actually has a split in scooter, but it does not matter because here you can't see it. Here you kind of can, but it also can just be like chalked up to like blur, and then there you can't see anything anymore. Scootaloo probably broke a lot of bones, even being run over by a tractor. That's fine. They have good doctors. Scootaloo's not dead. She only has several broken bones. Yeah, she's fine.
I feel like the doctor in Ponyville is
But
just
she's
like
fine. She doesn't need bones. Bones are required to hold her limbs up. She doesn't need it anymore because she's got momentum.
Yes, and she's part of the tractor now. That is her. This is her life.
Okay. So I want to kind of get some of these done from the beginning. I can't do anything in this area, any of these red ones. Oh no, I can't do anything in these 3 because I might need some lip syncs or some lip audio. And
it's not up yet. I was checking during the stream. I know.
Michael, pay him off.
I'm sure some people have tried.
They are. His Patreon make quite a bit of money. He spends way more to run the servers, but
what gets me is though if he just like allowed people to download the program,
because it's not done yet. He's rebuilding the model. He's trying to make it good. He's a perfectionist.
It's killing us.
I said before, like, hey, that model that you gave me, it works pretty good. It's for what I need, and you're like, no, I must fix it.
I did fix it. Did you download the fix?
No, I don't need the fix.
Please download the fix.
No, I don't need the fix.
The roof lines up so much better. It took me like 5 minutes to fix it after you showed me the issue.
Neat. I don't even know where the thing is anymore.
Do you ever look at videos and think to yourself, I wish I could go back and fix that?
Oh, all the time. That's why I look at things like 100 times trying to find all the mistakes.
So you can understand my pain.
Yep, but I live with my pain, and you will too.
Why? Why you do this? You understand the pain, and you want others to feel it. You're like...
Because my pain isn't entertaining with yours.
I fixed the roof.
It's delicious.
You haven't even shown anybody that.
Because I haven't gotten that shot yet.
You haven't gotten the shot yet, or you're worried it'll corrupt your file again?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Okay, so we're gonna close that. Close that. So with Scootaloo here, we're gonna... Oh, that's the scooter. Scootaloo. We need to grab her tail.
Clumsy, have you ever seen somebody get hit in the groin with a football? That's pretty entertaining.
Are you threatening me?
No, he said pain isn't entertaining.
Oh, I think... like you better use my model.
Throw footballs at your groin.
Or it'd be a shame if something happened to your balls.
That's pretty threatening. It's one of the best Simpsons skits ever. Man gets hit in groin with football. Just wham. That's like high.
The scooter sees what's coming before she does.
It tries to escape, but it can't. She's happy. Or who's she's like, that's accurate. If you get hit hard enough, your legs just get shot through your brain. Why did that happen? Her hooves just went right through her head. That's fine. Everything is fine.
Oh no, she's back to normal now.
Yes.
Why you do this, Scoots? Does that affect the render at all?
Oh. No, I wouldn't think so. It's too blurred at that point.
It's not.
It's not gonna matter.
And this is gonna be a lot smoother of a blend, but even then, it's gonna be just whatever. I think he's got like, yes. The stream is boring until you guys start drinking.
Who said that?
The Skylight totally said that word for word. Word for word. You'd be.
The drinking has kicked in, at least for me. I can't speak for him.
No, I know you're saying that. Best part of the stream is when the drinks kick in.
Well, that's like the plan for the podcast, right? Is we have to drink before.
So the idea for the podcast is I want to have us all have one drink before we start, and then one drink while. I don't want to have us like having to get up constantly. I want to have it be a consistent thing. And if you have it drinking too much, you're going to be getting up to the bathroom or whatever.
We're gonna like take bottles.
So I want to have it where we're all having just one drink over there. And what I was thinking about doing was recording as soon as we start our first drink and just like have us bullshitting for like a half hour or 20 minutes beforehand. Have it recorded and just have that be like a Patreon and Twitch sub like extra, like the pre-show, and then have then the normal podcast that's afterwards. I originally was thinking about doing a section afterwards as the post show, but I think I might do a pre-show instead.
Hey, Spider Kid.
Yes, hello, Spider Kid.
Hello,
Oh,
charging.
there's Hot Rod.
Charging Hot Rod.
No, I took it out of my mouth. Exactly. I just copy pasted what you said, and then it copy pasted into my mouth. Is that a phrase?
Yes, it is now. You just made it.
I have an issue at work where like there's certain like internet acronyms I like using, but I don't know if I can use them at work. So like every time I respond to certain people I'm like, can I put ATM? Like at the moment.
Wait, I thought you were talking about automatic transaction machine.
No, like I love ATM as saying like not ATM, like, so not at the moment. I write that constantly, but at work, certain people I'm like, they might not know what that means. Or BRB.
I know what BRB means, but like, are you saying this out loud or in emails?
I do not put it in emails. In emails, I always write full hand. In Skype or instant message.
Okay, so you're not like saying BRB.
Like, no, do not verbally say it.
Okay, good.
No, slap me if I do that.
Yes.
If I say BRB, it's usually because I'm on Skype or like we're on Discord and I want to just say it quick so that it's not getting in people's way. So I'll be like burb.
Like if you come at me and you're like OMG LOL, and I'm just gonna be like no.
No, that you are free to slap me if I say OMG LOL. You better leave a bruise.
I'll burn this whole place down.
What up, Argo? How you doing? I am actually doing really well. It was the audit this week was not as stressful as I thought it would be, but had a moment that actually had me like super stressed for like two moments that had me super stressed for like 10 minutes, and one of them like I had to go and take a half-hour break afterwards because it was like had me freaked out. It was one of those it's like if you see when you see the sinister man standing behind somebody with a knife and you know what's going to happen, but it hasn't happened yet, and you're like, oh god, 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 and then like it happens, and you see this person get stabbed, and then you're like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, and you're just watching everything fall apart in front of you. I had a moment like that on Wednesday. Yeah. No, Thursday. I had a moment like that on Thursday. We ended up getting it resolved, and it ended up being fine, but it was very much where it was like, like I'm texting somebody and saying this is not good, this is not good, this is not good, and then like, yep, okay, it happened, it's not good. So yeah, it ended up being a pretty stressful week, but also not that bad for an audit. It was actually really smooth, so it was a good week. I'm glad I kind of took the Tuesday off because it would have been rough to try to power through everything, but yeah. I hope you had a good week. Number of teams messages I've sent with acronyms where I get asked what the acronym is. I work for the business that I work in. Acronyms are already a problem. We have acronyms for everything. We actually had it 3 times during the audit where the auditor brought up, like, what does that mean? Because we have, like, in a single sentence, they said 3 acronyms, and it's so bad. When I started, I was warned about acronyms, because that's just the nature of the business.
I feel like acronyms should never be used in a professional environment, personally.
No, I think acronyms in a professional environment within the same building, sure. If everybody understands it and knows it, you should supply a location to understand it. And the rule normally is, if you use an acronym, that the first instance of use on a single page should have it's spelt out and in parentheses afterwards, and then for the rest of the page, you are free to use it as an acronym. And then when you go to the next page, you technically should respell it out again. So that if somebody has an acronym on a page and they're unsure, they can look up looking for a parentheses, find it, and then they're good. Yeah. But that's what I use for a lot of stuff. But
I don't know. When it comes to like professional stuff, it's like, just spell it out. That way there's zero confusion.
All our program names are acronyms.
Yeah.
Everything, because it's because it's not an acronym. Then it's what is it when you make that is an acronym. Yeah. An abbreviation is where it's just multiple letters to a sentence, but an acronym is where it's those letters make a word.
Yeah.
And we have tons of those because it sounds cool. And there's some of them do, but then like they're like, oh, that stands for this, and I'm like, oh, I had no idea there was even an acronym. I thought they just called it that because it sounded cool.
I can't keep up with like general, like normal acronyms half the time. Like some people will use like a bunch of letters and be like, everybody will be in like this inside joke that I am unaware of. It's because I'm too old to keep up with all the acronyms that come out today.
With the new internets.
Yeah. This defines.
Where's the new Rage comics?
You're right. Where can I watch the Nuba guy?
Oh my god. That's a little old. Well, thank you, Hot Rod, for gifted sub, and congratulations to Kite for receiving it, and also Hot Rod for subbing too. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Hot Rod. Thank you for coming again and supporting. I very much appreciate it. Cheers to you.
Yes, cheers.
I'm almost out of stuff.
Cheers. No,
I said cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, damn it.
Cheers to you. Or we have to clink.
I held it close to him and he wouldn't touch my glass.
Well, you pulled away first.
No, I held it there.
No, you went this way. I'm like, do you not want to clink? I'm confused. Are we doing this or not? And then there was hesitance.
I wanted to see, like, will Michael take the clink initiative?
I got scared.
I'm scared of clink. High-pitched noises scare me. I beat Batman Arkham Asylum City and Origins, and the next Arkham Knight. I have almost every Batman game, and I've never played a single one of them. For some reason or another, they end up being like the free thing with all these, like, anytime I buy electronics things. So, like, hold on.
Oh yeah, every time.
Oh my god, why did everything update?
I don't know. Summer sale?
What? I don't know, whatever.
I think
I put it under trash.
Kids are all going into their summer vacations right now, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I own Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Batman Arkham Origins. So there's one I'm missing. But I've never paid for a single one of them. I've got them just, like, free and stuff. And I have it in a junk pile because I organize my games weird, where this is the current stuff I'm planning to play, like, actively or that are installed. someday being soon, but not right now. And then retired being I've already played the crap out of it, I'm done. Junk pile being I'm never really planning on playing
organized.
it. Well, because I want to keep it to like the stuff that I know that I'm going to be touching.
You need to finish Alex. That's the only game I care about.
This folder alone has 36 games.
And we don't care about those other games.
Yeah, that's neat. I don't care about you. No, actually, what I've been playing. So we've been playing Valheim on Sundays, but we have been playing it a bit on the side during the week, mainly of the farming out materials for like increasing strength, because we would be doing it for like a month just to get the stuff we need for the Sunday stream. So we've been doing stuff on the side to try to get stronger without progression. Otherwise, I've also been Gunfire Reborn recently had a big update, and so I've been playing the crap out of that recently and trying to get the stuff up. I played it twice today. I beat it on Nightmare twice today too, which is surprising. That's been the two that I've been playing recently. But I do want to get with the Steam sales. Like, what is my wish list on this? I have so many games on my wish list I want to get through. These 4 don't count because they're all like whatever, but It Takes Two, I want to get that because I want to play it with Michael on stream sometime.
Well, as soon as you want to play it, we'll get it.
Yeah, but it's taking the time to do it because I don't know, the game's probably decently long. But I have a lot of I love roguelites. So like these are 2 are roguelites. This is a Satisfactory type game. Dungeons 3 because it's usually just cheap and it looked kind of neat. This is a story-driven game. This is another roguelite. This is like a rogue shooter, Minecraft clone, rogue. Space stuff is good. RPG, blow shit up in space. But some of these I just don't see the worth putting the time into. I have so much other stuff to play right now. I keep it on here just as a reminder of like if I'm bored on my current list, I can grab something new. But these are the 4 that I'm super excited for.
The thing is, when we have the time, the only one I'm super excited for on your list is Baldur's Gate 3. I do want to play another game like that.
And it's funny because Baldur's Gate 3 is...
It's early access still, so it's not finished.
He's on here.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because it's...
Well,
I put it down on my list because some people gift me stuff, and so I didn't want that at the top of my list. We are going to play it, but we're waiting for full release before we jump into it.
Doing early release would be a waste.
But these are the ones that, like Dark Tide, that game, we're going to be playing the crap out of that when that comes out.
Wait.
Halo Infinite.
Is that like, is it like Vermintide? At all? Like the gameplay?
It is Vermintide. It's made by the same company.
Well, yeah, but is the gameplay the same?
It is Vermintide, but with 40k instead.
Okay.
So you have guns.
So Left 4 Dead.
I knew you were gonna say that. No, it's not the same.
Well,
no,
we can do the new map.
No, like
yeah, we still haven't done that.
Yeah. See.
Yeah, totally not Left 4 Dead.
Just they have a gun. No.
Well, if you say it's Vermintide but with guns, that's Left 4 Dead.
No. No, Left 4 Dead is Vermintide with
guns.
Vermintide. No, Left 4 Dead is Vermintide with less melee. Vermintide has guns, just with their wood, and they have little metal tips.
Not very good.
No, what are you talking about? They still murder.
They do.
No, that one should be fun. I'm really looking forward to that. They perfected their system. I don't think I really have anything more. No, right here. When she pushes off initially, she should have a little bit of like a flitter of the tail here. Yes, but zombies. Yeah, yes. Dark Tide is going to be Left 4 Dead, but with zombies.
Well, that's totally different.
Yeah, totally different.
My mistake. I feel like a fool.
No, that's still going to be a while before it comes out, but that one's going to be great when it comes out. We played. I mean, how many hours do I have just in Vermintide?
That one is 250.
400.
Okay, you beat me.
We have a ton of time in Vermintide. Normally, I like games that have some kind of a progression where as you're playing it, you're gaining something. Like you're working towards a goal, even if it's slowly. It's just some kind of a nice little +1 as you're playing. Vermintide, you get boxes, but none of the things you get in the boxes matter. Because it's always like, hey, look, here's a bow. Yeah, I could make that. Like, I can make 1,000 of those. I don't need that, and I burn them all immediately.
Perfect.
We don't play Vermintide because we're trying to unlock stuff. We're playing it because it's just fun. It's something you can jump into. You can play the game for a half hour, feel satisfied when you're done with it, and be good. We actually played recently where we were playing on Legendary off stream, and got, I think, through 2 maps on Legendary, and now they even have a higher difficulty than that too. So. But yeah, it's a fun game. So I'm looking forward to Dark Tide for that purpose of having that feeling again. Okay, how does that look? Okay, that looks pretty good. Today's Wonderland is that part of Borderlands 3. It's there's very little information on it right now. I used to be a big person for pre-ordering, but I've been kind of against it now. So what I've been doing now is, well, I guess it doesn't matter to show that. But when a game comes up for pre-order, what I'll do is if there's a bonus for pre-ordering, I will wait until 24 hours beforehand. There's no reason to put $60 into a game months before it comes out. There's literally no reason. If a pre-order 3 months ahead of time is no different than a pre-order an hour before. So why do it? So I always wait until just the day before. So I'll keep it on my wish list until it gets closer. Also, there's also a website called, if you've never used it, called Green Man Gaming. And Green Man is great because they usually have similar sales to what Steam is, but sometimes at different times. And every now and then they'll do like one of these where you can just save 20% off of something outside of the normal sale. But I bought enough stuff on there over time that I'm a gold member. And so I get extra sales on top of the sales that are already there. And so there's a lot of, like this one. This game hasn't even come out yet, and I can get it for 8% off. So I can then get something that isn't even released yet, the pre-purchase of a game for a discount. Then that's kind of worth it, because normally after it's released, that discount goes away for a short period. So then I'm okay with pre-ordering through here anyway.
Ooh, Legend of Mana, there's a game I haven't heard about in a long time.
It's a remaster of the original.
Oh, really? It's a remaster. I was wondering what it's like. Still,
yeah. The original 2D, but they remastered it. I'm curious on it. I thought it was actually rated. No, it's not out yet. Oh no, it just came out 2 days ago.
Oh, there you go. Neat.
But no, I haven't played that game forever either. I actually just picked up not long ago. Trials of Mana, which is kind of going out the same thing, but that's 3D.
Is it like a sequel or?
I'm not quite sure, but it kind of checked the boxes for a game that I like, and it came on a sale. Well, I think Green Man had it for 50% off, so I bought it on there. But yeah, so if you're looking for a place that you can buy games for a discount that are different from what Steam is doing on sale, check out Green Man. They use, as long as you check to make sure that it says Steam, you get the Steam key. Every now and then it will say it's an Epic key or like it's through Switch instead. Just make sure you know what it is you're buying ahead of time. But like here, if I were to buy this through Steam right now on its current sales, it's 40% off. It's 46% off on here with the gold member discount. They changed their gold member thing like over a year ago, this new tier thing, and my year thing ran out recently. And then like when it ran out, it said like negative 10 days, and then suddenly it just gave me a whole nother year of gold. I think I just bought enough on here, which I have bought quite a bit on here. I probably buy in Green Man 3/4 of the time instead of Steam. That it just has me pre-pointed for years. I don't think I really have to do anything with Scoots here, like cleaning up of the jiggles. Nope, I think I'm good. I can just leave her as is. What do I have to do for...
I don't think you've got to do much to Rumble. He needs
to blink. I mean, right now he's just kind of staring blankly.
Well, he's infatuated.
Yeah, but eyes need liquid. I'm going to assume that his do too. Oh, here's a little tip. Like here, he had already blinked. It's already the blink animation. So like I could go here. Like say I wanted to put a blink right here. Well, there's already some eye animation. If you select where it is that you want to have a blink and you hit 0, that'll remove all animation and then close the eyes. You can then move this around wherever you want and it will just stay closed. You can see it just merges itself in wherever. Pretty nice. Because then if you don't hit 0 and you just do fully closed, you're actually going to have the eyes like crossing over each other, and because it's mixing that emotion in. You do not want that. But in this case, because at this point it's already at 0 with the blend, I can just pick somewhere over here, go over where his eyes are closed and playhead, and voila. It's zeroed and closed at the same time. Just a little cheat to save some time. But here, I just need to have... I don't want to have him, like, blankly staring for no reason. So we're going to have him just blink quick, and then we're going to have him drop his eyes a little. I usually try to have it so the eyes follow the eyelids. That should be good enough. What's in here? It's like a splash. Can you drink? Busy.
Pour it into your cup.
Actually, more than I thought there would be. I thought a zombie survival game where you're told at the beginning the cure has been found, so every zombie you kill in game is someone that won't get the cure.
Well, I would assume once somebody becomes a zombie, they can't be cured.
This sounds like a multiplayer, like rogue types game though, because every time it had to be different. That would be hard to tell.
Yeah, they've done a lot of survival games where you can't actually kill the things chasing you. I think the most famous one was one of the Alien games. Can't remember the full name of it, but it was pretty popular a few years back, where you just had to hide from the alien. So I don't know that would be anything really new gameplay wise.
It's really, if you're doing zombie anything, it's immensely hard to do anything new nowadays. Like, well, the zombie craze I would say is kind of past now.
A little bit,
because it used to be like that was everything. There was zombie everything, but yeah, I haven't really seen anything zombie come out in a while.
It got played out a little bit, but zombies still are kind of the perfect.
It's where you can shoot people without having a rated R or having it be as violent because it's not human.
Well, you don't have to explain why.
Yeah.
You don't have to like write some huge story about why you have to shoot these people. It's like, well, they're zombies. That's all you need to know. There's no moral dilemma, and they exist in an uncanny valley of sorts, which makes them creepy.
Yeah.
So
no, they're definitely. I think that the zombie craze is past.
It'll come back.
And there's definitely people that still like the zombie stuff, but there was just that like couple years
people were playing on college campuses with Nerf guns.
So. Well, no, just everything was zombie. Everything that came out had zombie in it. It was just nuts. What's the current thing?
Like thrillers, like where it's like Parasite or Get Out, where something weird is going on in the background. I feel like I haven't heard that much Resident Evil 8, but I kind of feel like that's the theme too.
Well, do you know that any AAA title or most games are going to have years of development?
Yeah.
So, like the zombie thing happened, but it was because some things came out that were good with zombie, and then that started the craze, and then some people started rushing some additions or games, and then it eventually ended up being a craze because something that was successful drove development. I'm trying to think of what would have drove development into today's thing.
Where it's kind of like something is normal on the surface, but weird underneath. I feel like that's the thing right now.
That just describes you.
Well, yeah. Be careful. I'm just saying.
You're weird underneath.
I'm weird on the surface.
All around weird.
Yeah. kind of feel like it's like the big thing in horror right now is just the whole like Stepford-wise kind of thing, where everything seems normal but it's not.
I'm trying to think of I think that right now we're kind of in I think actually we're at the tail end of it, but we were kind of in like the last couple of years of the rogue game being the big thing.
I mean, as far as video games are concerned?
Yeah, well, just like, look, I love rogue type games, and just looking at games that have rogue elements. Like, this game came out February this year, rogue game. Loop Hero came out March 4th. That's a rogue game. And this game has a ton of positive reviews. 17,000.
Those are all indie
Dead
titles
Gods History.
too,
Yeah, because indie titles you can throw out quicker.
Yeah.
But then you have Outriders, which is a Square Enix game. Wasn't rated really well, but that one is a rogue shooter. Morta came out last year. No, that was 2019. Yeah. As I'm saying, we're kind of at the tail end of it. This was a rogue. I would say that like the last couple of years, the big genre was rogue. Roguelites or roguelike.
That's what
for
you've
sure.
been playing, for sure. That's certainly what you've been playing.
Yeah, but like the quality games that have come out recently for it are spectacular. Like there's been a bar that they've just like blown out. Like I've been playing a lot of like Gunfire Reborn. That's a rogue game, roguelite. I was playing Trials of Fire. That's a roguelite. So
I feel like the Doom games have been pretty popular lately.
I don't know, but other than Eternal came out, but other than that, I don't know if anything new Eternal's been a while.
Last Doom game I played was 3. That one was only okay.
All the Doom games, as far as I know, that have come out more recently, have all been rated really good, and they all run super well. Like they have super optimized engines. Okay, I think that works for him. We'll just put him down a little bit. And then I'm going to have it go up a little bit too far. And then have him kind of slide back down.
By the way, Blurred Blood, thanks. Yeah, Isolation was the game I was thinking of.
Isolation. Ah, okay. Actually, yeah, Blood of Blood, you said before, I don't remember the context, but you just said yes, but zombies. That was what games were like no, not even 5 years ago. I probably said like 7 or 8 years ago. That was what games were. It was yes, but zombies.
Even games that weren't supposed to have zombies, like some of the Call of Duty games, were putting zombies in them because games had to have zombies.
Yeah, and so, yeah, that's what games became. It was yes, but zombies. That would have been a good game.
Just called Yes but Zombies?
Yeah, it's where they just literally just like it's the yes. That's the name of the company, Yes But Zombies, and all they do is they release games like Breath of the Wild but zombies.
Yeah, I mean,
Breath of the Wild but zombies would be good.
Sure. Like I still remember one of my favorite games was just Plants vs Zombies, the first one.
King's Quest but zombies.
King's Quest had zombies in it.
More zombies. It's all zombies.
Oh,
Mario Kart but zombies.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a game that you can't add but zombies at the end and it doesn't make it sound interesting.
I was gonna say Cooking Mama but zombies, but that still sounds fun.
There's not a single game I can think of that you can't, like Solitaire but zombies. I would play the crap out of that. Like I can't think of a single game that I can't add but zombies to. It's like the Ann Knuckles meme. Where'd my mouse go? Why did my mouse shut off?
Probably because your battery died.
No, I just replaced it recently. There it is. Hey mouse, how you doing?
I don't really care much for wireless mouses for that reason.
This mouse has an eco and then a performance mode, and because I have a high refresh monitor, I ended up switching it from power efficiency, which normally would last a very long time, to performance, because it actually would allow me to have super precise. It was actually the amount of increase was great, but its battery performance would drop drastically. So I've actually been putting it back into eco, but that I don't know what caused that.
I'm an old man, and I'm very much
Walking Dead, but
The worst.
you can't take something with zombies and then add zombies. You can't have Walking
More
Dead but zombies. It's like,
Wait, no. If the whole cast was zombies, like that would be worse. Like if like,
okay, you can't just. If you take the original premise and then add zombies, if you take the original premise and then replace everything that made it good with zombies,
everybody's a zombie. Like no humans, just zombies. That would
or maybe
be
it's a zombie
show.
world and the humans are the zombies.
Oh, I think they did a movie like that once. I think it was, oh heck, what the Dawn of the Dead 2 or Day of the Dead is what it was called, where the main characters were pretty much the zombies. That was a horrible movie, but I do remember it.
Okay, so she gets hit here, but I think what I want to do is I want to have Rumble's like Rumble gets sad here, because
Why would he be sad? He just got a free scooter.
we got a free scooter, but like he was looking for Poontang. And so I consider that I guess it's a consolation prize.
Yes.
So he's sad because like
Sad.
he was looking
His girlfriend just died.
he was thinking that he had his life figured out, and now
He's got like dog ears now. They didn't go back. They just like went floppy. It's not right.
well, I was gonna make a dirty joke, but I'm not gonna now. Okay, actually, okay, I can't make it sad because at this point he's not sad. He's unsure. I mean, definitely, there's going to be a moment of mourning later as he realizes that his waifu had run away with Tractor. I mean, definitely, if I had to choose, see, this is the man that you are, and this is the man she warned you about.
He is very steely.
Oh yeah, look at this.
Look at that.
That's at least that's like 24 inches.
Get another drink. I'll be back.
A free scooter, but at what cost? Plants vs. Zombies, but zombies? No. This is already the same. And nobody plays Plant vs. Zombies for the plants or the zombies. You played it for... What is the guy's name? The house. That owns the house. No, I know. No, there's the one guy that talks all the time in there.
Your neighbor.
Yeah, your neighbor. What was his name?
It's just the neighbor.
That was his name? The neighbor?
Yeah, just the neighbor.
I feel like he had a name.
I know. It's the neighbor.
It's not gonna give me characters. Hold on. No, okay, okay. This is not giving me people. Where's the? This not giving me the name of them. Well, it's giving me all the non-important people. But yeah, there's the cool guy, and he's like, I like him. He's a cool guy. If I had him as a neighbor, I would be happy. I definitely would, because my neighbor right now, she used to complain about noise. She doesn't complain about noise, but she's actually come over a couple times when I've been outside, and she's been okay. We have some people repairing some of the decking for nearby decks, and she was kind of racist actually. And so there's some Mexicans that were coming here to do some repairs, and she says that they'd come from Mexico or whatever. I'm like, yeah, doesn't mean that they can't repair a freaking patio. And she's like, well, I'm concerned about that. Why? Like, that shouldn't be the only. So yeah, but her concern was that they're going to repair things that they didn't using a quality of materials that she was unsure of.
That's silly.
Yeah, it was kind of racist a little bit, but at the same time, if they were trying to repair something that technically the association didn't have authority to repair, but they already emailed me. They emailed me and said, "Hey, you need to repair your own spindles and railing, so make sure that you get that done." I'm like, I did that this spring. It's all brand new wood. And she's like, oh, sorry, I'm just going down a list. Then why did you accuse me of having rotting wood? Oh, that was...
They were probably just basing it off how many years since it was last. They knew it was.
No, they were just going down a list of people who touched it. They did not look at anything.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody comes walking back in my place. And if they do, I'm going to... You better get
There's
out.
an old man who wanders around back there sometimes.
Yeah, there was that old man that wandered up
He
there.
was out there today.
We had an old man that popped, like, literally, I was just sitting here, like, doing something. I can't remember what I was doing. And, like, suddenly I hear somebody, like, saying, hello? And out my back door. And I'm like, the fuck? And so, like, hello? And I hear my gate. I originally had a dog gate. That's not up there now, but, like, open. And I'm like, okay, who's this old man that's trying to assault my property? And so I go up there. There's just some random old guy, and he's like, hello. It's like, I got something I got to show you. And I'm like, thinking, I'm like, is this where, like, and so he's like, I got to show you. It's out in the woods, though. And I'm like, this is where I get robbed, isn't it?
This is where.
And so I'm like, okay, well, he's past the age of robbery, so I'm pretty sure, like, we're fine. And he was saying there was a tree that was damaged and he wanted to show me. And I'm like, okay. So we went walking into the woods randomly. And I'm just like, I'm keeping my eyes open. I have a knife in my pocket. I'm ready. Like, if this old man tries to pull any shit, I'm going to take him out.
An old man.
The nice thing is it only takes one, and then he's done.
Well, you just got to push him over and he's done. Stab him.
Or just start, like, stomping on his grass.
Put his heart out.
Yeah, he's good. So, but no, so so we're walking in the forest back there. And he comes back to his property. He goes, yeah, so that's my house right there. I'm like, that's cool, bro. And then he's like, but this tree, and there was a tree that, like, the wind had twisted, and I guess it had rotted in the middle, and it was completely twisted. This tree had no center. It was basically holding on by nothing, and it was swinging by its trunk. This tree was going to topple at some point. He goes, this is on your guys' property. I'm like, neat. I'm not in the association. I couldn't give a crap because if this falls, it's not on me. And he goes, yeah, I think you guys should have this taken care of. You might want to get a hold of somebody. I'll call somebody out. I can give you a guy. I'm like, neat. He's like, can you get in contact with the people? I'm like, sure.
He does realize it's a homeowners association in this area, right?
Yeah, I didn't call anybody.
No,
I'm not going to do that. It doesn't matter. Though technically the association suddenly had to pay for damages that could have been prevented. It would come out of their budget, and if their budget then went too far into the negative, it would come out of my money. But then it would come out of everybody's money evenly. And that was a risk I was willing to take because laziness is a higher priority.
I mean, that's something the head of the homeowners association would be interested in, but why would they?
Because he doesn't know who that is.
Yeah. No, I saw him out there wandering around today, actually, too. So.
Well, oh, good. He's Alzheimer's. He's lost.
Probably. There's a cat that's back there sometimes that's really cute, though. They can come in.
I don't know what that cat's name is, but I don't know what the neighbors, like, maybe it's a language thing, but she'll, like, the cat will just scream randomly because, like, it gets foot caught or the cavity or something, and just scream, and then, like, the neighbor will come out and be like, what do you at? And I don't know, Footy, I don't know what she's saying, but I don't know if that's the cat's name or if that's just cat in some other language. I don't know. But yeah, she's an outdoor cat. It's a cute cat, but it doesn't want to be near people. It does chase the turkeys around, which is very entertaining.
It'd be entertaining to watch a cat try to take down a turkey.
Oh no, it's funny because, like, the turkeys are walking in front of my window, and the cat was right. I see it behind the tree there. I'm like, oh, this can be good. So I just stared out the window, and the cat, like, gets down in its prone position. It's like start wiggling his butt. And then like, as the turkeys start walking up, and then the cat just, like, pounces forward. The turkey's like, and they start running away, and the cat's chasing them. It was entertaining in a stupid way. Like, there are different things that probably should be, like, enough of a thing to remember, but apparently a cat chasing a turkey was enough for me.
Turkeys are cool. That's my only input.
How are they cool?
They're big, and
they're big.
Yeah, they're big, and they waddle about, and they strut their stuff. It's pretty awesome. You ever seen a turkey strut? It's pretty cool. Because they do not care. Like, they'll wander onto the road, a car will come, and they'll just be like, what do you want? Like, I'm a turkey.
It doesn't matter. Turkeys are deer. Apparently, according to my dad, he had somebody that had, you know, they put up those deer crossing signs. So he was at a meeting one time for like the local board, and they had a meeting, and somebody came in and literally said, "Hey, so I have a complaint. At this area, you have a deer crossing sign, and that is not a safe place for deer to cross. I think that you should move the sign further down." Because deer crossing at this point is not safe. They need to cross further up ahead. And he's like, "That's not how those work."
No. That would be wonderful conversation. Like, the deer should know it's not safe here.
This is one of those reasons that I think it would be great to be on like a city council board, because like as you're sitting there and you like having that moment where when you're trying to contemplate whether or not to just talk down to this person as being immensely stupid or trying to be the right person, and being in that moral dilemma sounds like a fantastic moment of your life.
I feel like being on the city council, about half of what you hear would just be like crazies, because I feel like crazy people are highly motivated due to their madness. So
Due to their madness?
Yes, like they're like the aliens are beaming the lasers into my brain and causing me to think about mustard. I need to get to the city council and tell them about this. I'm just speaking from personal experience. You have to understand.
How much tinfoil is involved?
Like, there's not enough to keep the mustard out. That's for sure. But yeah, I imagine a lot of people go to those things just to spout craziness.
I don't think I have to do anything with his ears, and there's nothing with his tail that I actually have to do because I can't see it. So I think we're good on Rumble here, and he's already locked. So yeah, we're good on this one.
Yay, good job, Rumble.
Look at that. Oh.
How much do you even really need to do here?
Lighting is my main concern. So we're going to go back to Desert 2, which is what it states to do. And we're going to change the map again because I want to make sure that I'm looking at it as it should be.
For your information, I have had a marshmallow before, yes.
I've had a marshmallow before. I've had some good there. They're good. That's the one thing about bonfires that's good.
It's just pure sugar.
No, bonfires
Or
with
pure sugar.
No, you put a marshmallow on a stick,
Yeah.
toast it with the chocolate and the graham cracker.
That's good, but if we're ever like around a fire, we gotta get some some good sausage or something. Put on a stick.
But normally, like, I would have already ate. Now I'm just drinking. I don't care about eating sausage. I care about like
No, I never wanna
eating
hear
things that I'm going to regret later.
I never want to hear that sentence again. I don't care about eating sausage. Sausage is the world's most perfect food. It is.
It is?
Yes.
How is sausage the world's most perfect food? Explain to me your logic.
It pops when you bite into it. Like, it's meat. It's cheap. It goes with everything. Absolutely everything. Like, name something that sausage doesn't go with. Sausage and ice cream.
Cherries?
Bam. Yeah, we put the cherry on top. The sausage.
Of the sausage.
Yeah. Like, you put the sausage in ice cream, put the sausage in pie. You put the sausage with more sausage.
Okay, you can make like shepherd's pie, maybe with sausage.
No,
but I'm not gonna make a lemon meringue with sausage.
Just stick a sausage in the middle of it.
That sounds like a Pornhub special.
It improves the pie. It's delicious.
Wait, have you made a lemon meringue and sausage pie?
I mean, I'd eat it.
No, have you made one before?
I haven't, but we could. I think this is a good idea.
I don't know when the last time I heard you say something like that and actually have it being a good idea.
I'll never forget meat bread.
Do you want to explain to them your meat bread?
Yeah, I mean, I just decided I would make bread from meat by grinding up pork rinds into a flour and then using that as a substitute for flour. It kind of worked.
Okay, it worked, but you made gelatin.
A little bit. Not very good gelatin. It was too greasy. It was it was very, very greasy.
How did it taste?
It tasted bad. But we learned. Yes.
All I learned was more about you.
Yes. I do want to try that again someday. But pork
Can you
rinds
do
are
it when I have moved out?
That'd be a little difficult considering you own the place.
Well, I was planning on buying another place in a couple of years, and then we're just renting this place out. You can rent it just for the sole purpose of pork rinds.
Just making pork rinds.
You're gonna have a pork rind manufacturing facility here, as long as I don't know about it. Probably some illegal crap going on.
Breed rats upstairs.
So I added an underlight here because the lighting on their chin seemed dark, like right here. Here, I'm not so worried about whatever. She's already like mashed together as gelatin. But it's like right here and right here. So the underlight helped balance it out. I think this lighting is not going to work. I think it's a little too bright. But I have a feeling that there's no real way to... So this is just the way the map lighting is set up. There's nothing I can do about that without actually decreasing the model's lighting. So I think I'm just going to render it and see how it goes. This is not fully done though. So Scootaloo, should I have her actually like move more or just have her stay plastered?
I don't think she could move more. I think that's like the whole...
Oh yeah, because all her bones are broken, right?
Well, no, because she wouldn't stay on the tractor at all if she could move. She could push herself off.
Okay, so the main concern here then is her eye placement. So when it goes to this side, her eye is still visible. Not much, but it's at least visible. So I'll consider that okay. This side, it becomes invisible, but her nose is in the way, so I'll consider that okay. I think we're good.
I don't consider it. I mean, if her pupil goes past the limit of her eye, that's not something I should be capable of.
Neat. Are you Scootaloo?
I was in a dream once. It was a good dream.
Okay, so this is Scootaloo. Scootaloo, is that okay? I'm in pain! Okay, that didn't answer my question, but so we'll go with some fixing then. I can't move it all the way to the left because if I do, that's going to break it. So at this point, okay, so we're just going to move this.
Mushrooms really had roots.
There we go, right over there. So did that work better? No, hold on. There.
There, yes.
Okay, so now like this.
That is better.
Okay. I hate marshmallows. I only, especially Easter peeps. I have a sister-in-law that loves peeps. Put them in the microwave, that was pretty funny. Alright, see you later, Ice Swimmer. I like marshmallows, but it's only with stuff. I don't just eat marshmallows. I'll usually have it with something.
And cocoa.
Yeah, with cocoa, or if it's a flavor additive, or as s'mores. I don't just eat marshmallows. Who the hell just eats marshmallows?
Stop calling me out.
Do you just eat cherries and marshmallows? Is that like
they're in the cabinet. There's a crap ton of marshmallows. If I want something sweet, I'll eat a marshmallow.
Am I gonna like walk in one day and you're just gonna have like the cocoa powder and like all the marshmallows on the side with a straw? You're like,
pretty much. Like, there's a reason I don't buy sweets, because if they're in the house, I will just eat them.
Do you just like open up like the sugar container and just lick it?
I try not to.
Like, is sugar cubes like it's sweet and good sweet are not the same thing.
I have just eaten sugar cubes before.
Oh God,
Like,
why?
because they're tasty. Applejack would approve.
It's just because a horse does it. You
Yeah.
eat hay?
I tried it once.
I was gonna say you're gonna come up with some reason to make this work as an excuse.
For some reason, I grew up taking care of horses. They eat hay. I got curious.
Yeah, but it's. Do you go and poop in the grass too? Don't answer that question.
I don't think I've ever. Well, like
No, I said don't answer the question.
camping.
No. No.
I was a kid.
You just leave it there? Don't answer that question.
If bears can poop in the woods, then so can I.
Bears can kill other innocent animals in the wood. I can kill them too.
Eat those salmon.
You see Michael out in the river all by himself just biting fish. Okay, I don't think this is gonna matter, but I'm gonna turn this one on. I don't know if it's gonna matter if I don't know if I'm gonna care enough to have like a wind effect added to their hair, because like having her hair turned is impossible.
Have it flop around a little bit.
I can have it flop maybe, but the problem is the most I can turn her hair is like this.
Yeah.
So if I turn like this, there still is a bulk of the mass that's sitting in the front.
Just add like some jiggle physics. It can just be random. I don't have to put a lot of work into it. Like just increase the jiggle.
But if I can increase the jiggle, but it doesn't look right. Physics-wise, it doesn't work. So this is one of those situations where if I put actual physics into it, it would probably actually deter from it. Because if I make it vibrate, then why isn't it going behind?
Because of all the hair gel.
Do you think Scoots wears hair gel?
Do you think you can maintain
How
that
can she
without
afford hair gel? She doesn't have parents.
Well, maybe she just like uses like grease that she
For what? Like McDonald's?
Like from the fast food restaurant. She just like
Hamburger?
she just sticks her head in the grease trap and just looks.
Because it makes her pretty?
Well, how else are you gonna maintain that hair? I mean, look at it. That's definitely greased up hair. Maybe she
It looks like a tube of toothpaste. That just
maybe she just hasn't bathed in like 3 years, so it's just greasy. It's just stuck like
maybe that's what it is.
yeah.
So then she wouldn't have it waving behind her.
No, but it could wiggle a little bit.
No. There's a certain level that works, and I think, like here it is a little behind because like here the tractor moves here, but now the hair catches up here, then it moves, the hair catches up, moves, and then it catches up. So everything here is already delayed a couple frames.
Can a bird hit her in the face? Like, because that would be extra fun.
Is this something else that you just need in your life?
Like, just screaming all of a sudden like a pigeon just smacks her in the face. These are the things I want in life.
I did a whole blooper on that.
You did?
Yeah, Twilight, when she went and shut the rocket and the owl in the face.
It's different.
How was it different?
It was an owl.
It was an owl.
Yeah. It's not a pigeon.
Did I separate all my blooper? No, they're all under extras. Oh, these are not organized by name.
Plushy Roundup. Yeehaw.
Where are all my bloopers?
Hmm.
I didn't ask you.
Well, who'd you ask?
Myself.
It's concerning.
I'm gonna put them under this. I don't know where I put them. I think they're all named uniquely.
Nolan.
Hello, Nellen. How are you doing? Happy Friday. I don't know where oh, no, they're probably in the bloopers folder.
That would
probably
make sense.
That would make sense. Which one am I looking for again?
Do you want a drink? I'll make you a drink. Made myself
Sure,
drink,
but don't make it strong.
Okay.
Not in that cup. If you want to grab this one and wash it out, sure, but if you fill this cup up and I'm gonna die.
Oh, I'm just gonna use some whiskey and then one can.
Use my other cup that I have. It's against the sink.
Okay.
Because if you use that, that's my big cup for big drink. Yeah, it's this one. When she gets hit in the face. See, I already did it. Better late than never. That's fine. How's actually not just how's your week? How's everybody's week? It is Friday. Well, thank you, Nolan. What was the weekend? Time to get some drink. We actually had just we went to Sociables last weekend. That's the logo there. Oh, let me get my face out of there so it doesn't detect it. So we went to Sociables last weekend. We spent about 5 hours actually there because it was like 75, 80 degrees, low humidity, sunny, and we sat in a place with padded seats in the shade of trees. It was a glorious day to be out there. We were out there for 5 hours, had a bunch of drinks, and I got this filled up with some of the mead from the tap, and so we just finished drinking that. It was good. It was very good. So after having a nice semi-stressful week with the audit, it was nice having. I kind of just took all this afternoon. I played a game of Gunfire Reborn, beat it on Nightmare, then played some Valheim, then went back to Gunfire Reborn, beat it on Nightmare again, and then that's a strong drink. The color, it's a clear liquid. I can tell if you put a lot of liquor in it.
I haven't put that much in. I put less than I would put in mine.
A full can of soda with the amount of ice that you put in. That's pretty strong. Hold on. Okay, it's not bad. I'll take it.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that bad.
But no, so it's nice having a night to kind of just de-stress. I want to get some work done tomorrow. Have some other stuff planned to do tomorrow, but it was nice having a day to just not do anything.
When's the last time we had a day that we weren't doing anything? It's been a while.
Being that we always have something Sunday, that always ruins that day. Last weekend I was super busy. This weekend it's pretty light. It's nice. Yeah, I don't have anything on the schedule tomorrow, which is pretty nice. Okay, I'm a little concerned right here. Her hoof just literally, well, I guess it's clipping through the wheel. Okay.
They got marshmallow hooves, so it's fine.
So from here
Face.
to here. So what I think I need to do, the only way I can potentially fix this is if I lift the leg. This is not Applejack.
I kind of wish the weather was this nice again, because I have this horrible... it's kind of a good thing there's going to be thunderstorms tomorrow, because I feel like if tomorrow was nice and we had nothing going on, we'd end up going to Sociables.
If it's a beautiful day and there's a bar that's outside with good drinks, there's really no reason not to.
That is a fair point.
That's why, like, last weekend, it was, like, Saturday morning at, like, 10 a.m. And I'm like, hey, it's a gorgeous day today. We need to go, let's go hang out outside and have some drinks. And it was literally 2 hours later, we had all four of us there.
There is something kind of appealing in sitting inside of a bar, too, on a super stormy day.
Oh, yeah. Drinks. But to me, being outside on a beautiful day, there's something about that, too.
Sitting on a patio with like a cover on a rainy day would be nice.
I had a date where I was, me and my old roommate, we went to a place called Port Richards. They went out of business recently, but we went to there and we went and sat out in the patio, and it was a torrential downpour, like hurricane type, super strong winds to where two of the tables that were behind us, they couldn't seat anybody in because the rain was coming at such an angle that it was hitting two of the tables. And so we're sitting there and we're getting slightly wet, but we're outside during a torrential storm, strong winds and everything, and we're eating our food, and like the waitresses keep coming out and being like, Are you guys okay? Are you guys okay? And we're like, yeah, we're fine. It was fun. Yeah. It was super fun. We got to eat outside during literally hurricane type conditions. Super strong winds, rain coming in at all angles. It was super fun. And and yeah, did we walk out of there a little wet? Yeah, for sure. But I remember it because it was just super cool. Port Richards, yeah. It was the restaurant was called Port Richards. It had, I wouldn't say it had the best food. It was just that they had an enormous outside eating area. Some of it was underneath an overhang, which is where we went to there for that time. And then some of it was outside in their main seating. But where the sun would set was behind two skyscrapers. And so we were there sometimes where the sun was sitting right between the two of them. So you'd still get some sun, but in a weird, like shadowy way. Otherwise, it was mainly shaded in the evening. So it's just kind of nice because you could be outside in the evening and not have to have a lot of sun. And but yeah, because of COVID, they went out of business, which is really, really sad because I've been there a lot. We went there one time as a group of like 12 people, I think. And we walked in there and we're just like, hey, we don't have a reservation. Do you guys have room for 12? And like, no, but let me check with the manager. And so they came back to the manager and like, yeah, we have room for 12, but are you okay being in a cold room? This is the middle of winter. And we're like, okay. So they had a side room that had a fireplace that was in it, but they normally close it off outside of event times, and it was unheated. So they put the fireplace on, but they said, yeah, but for right now it's like 50 degrees in this room. So if you're okay being in here, no problem. So like, sure. So we're all wearing winter coats at a table at this place, waiting for the fireplace to heat it up. The fact that they even did that, they could have just said, no, we don't have room. But no, they actually just said, hey, as long as you're willing to be cold, you guys can be here. And we did. And it was fun. So no, they're really flexible. It was really cool.
I'm looking forward to having drinks by a fireplace again because there are a few things better than that.
We have a fireplace.
Oh, you
It's right there. Okay, yes, it's different than being able to shove things into the fire.
It's gas. It's not the same. I can't be.
You can alleviate your arsenic tendencies elsewhere.
I can't be a pyromaniac with that. Come on.
We cracked it open with a torch to light it.
Yeah. I liked.
I guess I did it, but
I grew up with like a wood burning fireplace, and we always like chucking things into it. It was fun. Like it was basically the house's shredder because we would just have it going all the time, and we were just like, don't need these documents.
Right, so Scootaloo is locked in, right? She's locked in. Okay, let's do Apple Bloom. We should be able to get her done today.
It's a great way of getting rid of dead pets.
Okay. Which is the car is the bar in the office? No, it's there's a couple places. Our main go-to for a lot of stuff is Sociables.
I do miss the food they used to have though.
Yeah.
I'm not super thrilled with the new place.
No, I think they're good. I think the old place was different. So Sociables they don't have an actual place to eat inside. They have a food truck, and it used to be that the food truck they had there had like rice meals, and they were very different, and they were very good, and we would always get stuff when we were there. And that place, it was Union Kitchen, I think. Kitchen. And but they ended up doing well enough on some of their food trucks that they ended up opening up their own actual restaurant. And when they did, they shut down their food trucks. And so the new place moved in. Sammy's.
Yeah, Sam something.
Sammy's Avenue Bistro or something. Whatever. He just does sandwiches and stuff. They are good sandwiches. But there was something about like these rice dishes. They would do like purple rice with just the vegetables would be cooked so good, and they would have taro chips that were just spectacular. It was very, very uptown hipster meals, but they were very good and they were very different. And I do miss some of those meals, but.
This new place is bad about opening up at a decent time, too.
The new place just says opening at 1, and they always open at 2:30.
Yeah.
They're always opening super late.
I mean, sandwiches are pretty good. But...
I don't mind sandwiches because like the carbs that come with the bread from the sandwich is good, but the other place had rice, so that kind of did it too. So
the food was just better.
The chicken.
I love the pork belly because they made it so crispy, and they actually cooked with charcoal. This new place I don't think cooks with charcoal because it's just sandwiches. So why would they? But
the new place I do like, but their pie is good. That apple pie was spectacular, so I will give them that. I don't think I'm gonna like wave her tail like Applejack's is, because for how often she's moving around, I don't think you'd even notice it. So I'm gonna call that good. We'll put her ears back a little bit. See you later, Sunset.
Yes, goodbye.
Just sold my car. Wow, that didn't take long. Did you get more than you were asking for?
Do they compete?
Also, hi, Warhorse.
Yes, hello.
Hello. How are you, Warhorse? I hope that you are doing fine on this day.
Don't worry, Warhorse. I forget to say hello all the time.
Yeah, he jumps right into storytelling too.
It's efficient. Efficient use of words.
That's why I always make a requirement that he has to say hello, and I wait. I'll wait and I'll stare at him.
I try to say Heidi.
No, it's hello. It has to be hello.
I said hi instead of howdy. I said Heidi.
No, it doesn't count. 1900. What were you originally asking on it? So Warhorse has been trying to sell his car, but he put it on like Facebook Marketplace yesterday and got spammed with messages immediately. Commit any cool crimes lately? Yeah, have you broke any good laws lately? There's no police on here. Trust me, I've checked.
A wink.
I just did.
You gotta say.
You can't say wink.
Wink.
That's not you can't hold up saying wink in court.
Double wink.
Double wink. Oh, that cancels out. Good. This is double wink is a blink. Why do they call that a dink? If it's a double blink, why is it called a dink?
Who calls it a dink?
I just did.
Dink.
Okay, yeah, because when you actually say it out loud, it's not as good.
Everybody's dinking.
No, I'd probably have to change the tags on the stream if that was the case. Alright, I don't think I'm going to worry about her bows. There's certain like level of complexity to like the motion that she's doing that just doesn't matter. And I don't think I'm going to care about the rest of it. I am going to care about these bits right here. This is where the hair has messed up. That is right here. And right here. And then this one's too. Oh, same spot as the other one too. The cape, I'm just gonna like. There's technically a cape model. I'm not using it, so I'm just gonna in it because then it just saves data space.
Cape?
There is a.
Bloom away. You lost her. You lost the child.
I'm just gonna find her. See, she got cape. Is it a cape?
Yeah, I'd call that a cape. More of it's a cape.
I'd call it like a homeless hoodie.
Like a poncho?
No,
Maybe.
a poncho is more like a. Okay, I will say like the difference between a cape and a poncho on a horse is probably very little. I would say that a poncho would normally have also a head covering, but like a cape is normally just over your back, while a poncho is more full body. But technically, their capes are always going to be full body.
Yeah.
So kind of.
I would call it a cape.
Oh, your 2006 Hyundai Tiburon. Or I had a 2003 Hyundai Tiburon, and I sold mine for $13,000.
The car I'm driving right
But also
now.
I sold mine in 2005. So
The car I'm driving right now is a 2006.
mine's 2009. I've been wanting to change mine out, but I see no reason in doing it.
Same. I'm gonna drive my car till it's dead.
Well,
I don't see any reason to do otherwise.
I'd originally considered giving my car to my sister's family because they could use it as an extra car for my niece that's getting old enough to drive. But it's only a 2-door, which is not great in a family of 5. And for how little I drive, if I did, the only thing that would work is a lease. Because if I'm buying a car, it would actually be a waste of money. I can't really resell it because I would be putting so little miles on it. It would devalue faster than I would actually be using it.
I don't know. As long as my car continues to get me from point A to point B, I'm happy. Not.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm kind of going off of. I might as well just save the money on it.
I'm kind of wanting my next car to be electric, but it's probably.
I've kind of considered that too, now that I own a place, but it's the investment in the infrastructure to recharge.
Well, you can. A lot of the cars come with a standard recharging station that you can basically.
Yeah,
hook
you
up
could
to
plug
your
into a standard
garage.
outlet, but if you're not plugging into a full 240,
Well, the recharging stations they sell plug into a standard outlet, and then it's essentially just a battery that's at your
Yeah.
house that charges, and then you plug that into your car, and it charges it fast.
but how much does it cost?
I think a lot of I don't know.
They're usually like $1,000. They're expensive. So and on top of the cost, I'm waiting a little longer for electric costs to drop.
Yeah, same.
But we're basically almost at that threshold. There was a thing I was watching about electric cars and the cost and like the balance and everything of like what's keeping people from buying electric cars, and where we're the main thing that's keeping people from buying it. And if I were to look at the reason why I wouldn't, it's the same reason, is availability to recharge on the road, because there is so much. Like Tesla has their recharge stations, but then everybody else has the random ones, but none of them work together. So like if I want to recharge, I am very limited on where to recharge other than home. I really don't drive anywhere that I couldn't drive there and back easily, very easily on home. The other reason though is also we live in a cold environment. During the winter, an electric is half the gas mileage. So because it has to spend more energy keeping the engine warm, or keeping everything warmed enough to run. So there's the difficulty of, yeah, you could get it, but you're going to be losing that. It's still more efficient in those times, but when over half the year you are not getting the listed efficiency, you can't base it on that efficiency either.
Right.
But I like the idea of electric. Yeah, gas is still fossil compared to coal that's out of the electric, but coal power plants are going to be at least per watt more efficient than your car is going to be.
Yeah, and they're phasing those out too over time. So,
Yeah.
like, I think most new power projects are really pushing for solar or wind. Or I like to think nuclear will.
I wish the nuclear would be more of a thing, but I don't know if it's going to.
People are always nervous about it.
They're nervous about big disasters, but when overall it's just safer in general.
Yeah, it's better on the
And
environment,
disaster that happened 40 years ago because we were learning.
It's a lot of it as we were learning at the time.
I think I
stuff
could.
happened.
I'm gonna call this one good. I'm not 100% happy with like. I don't think Sweetie's lighting here is working. I think this is too bright. I feel like she is glowing from certain angles, and that doesn't work. But I don't know until I render.
Well, she's going to be brighter just because she's the lightest color, too.
But I can dim her down if I need. But the problem is if I dim her down, I'm also going to dim this side of her too, which this side is already darker. So I want to render this first and see for sure. Because sometimes it might be that just this shot in combination with some other later shot, just it's fine. They're all blending together. But if it doesn't blend together, then it doesn't work, and I need to change it. That's what. I don't care what this shot has, or this shot has, or this shot has. It's to make sure that these shots all together are coherent and consistent. That's what I care about. So even if she's too bright, as long as she's too bright in all the shots, then I'm happier than having it where she's bright in this one and not in the next. A clean whale oil power? Like, is it like you put a whale on a treadmill?
Sweat them.
If we went to all gerbil power, where all power was just gerbils on wheels.
Sounds like a good idea.
I mean, there'd be a lot of poop, I guess.
Yeah, but then you could burn the poop for more power.
In
Gerbil
what?
poop power.
Gerbil poop power.
Yeah.
Recycled poop. But then that's just putting more, like, carbon in the atmosphere. Then instead of filling the atmosphere with just coal, you're filling it with poop. I don't want poop skies. Welcome to the world of thoughts.
Everything is thoughts in this world. It's a gerbil thoughts.
All right, Michael.
Yes. You're worried, aren't you? Save a second file.
I just don't know if I want to do it right now.
Well, no, don't tease me. Like, save a second file if you're concerned.
I'm working on it, Michael. Okay, so this is Ponyville now. So this is going to be that's how you spell boutique, right?
Heck if I know. I always just Googled it.
It looks fancy enough.
I've had too many drinks to spell words. Words are beyond me.
I don't think Ponyville has any fog, but I want to double check.
You know, if you downloaded that other version, you could very super easily line everything up. That's why I redid it. I made it so that you just had to move a slider and everything lines up, but only with the new version.
The new version?
Yes, the one I posted to you in Discord. I have to click my name. It's the second
on your tail. This one?
That is not. That's the Wi-Fi bulbs. The ones that says Carousel Boutique.
This should be the 100% good as well now?
Yeah. Messaging. No, you're a butt.
Just a nuclear reactor in your car. Isn't that Fallout? Just don't crash, things go bad.
Yeah, that's why they only ever made 2 of those cars. But those cars do exist. They made 2 cars that have nuclear engines, and they could run, theoretically, for like 50 years nonstop, without ever needing to be refueled. But, you know, having a nuclear engine on wheels.
Did you fix the file structure?
I think so.
I think it is. Okay. Being it's replacing these VTFs, I'm going to say it's good. If it did not say it was going to replace them, that meant that it was not the correct file because it wouldn't be replacing the ones that I moved it to.
And you've probably had too many drinks to fix it yourself at this point.
No, I can do it fine. Again, I've done this so much that I'm good. Let's see if we can load it. I purposely did not load the model viewer because if I did, then it wouldn't have reloaded.
I think you need to hit rescan.
I just spelled it too great.
Oh, there they are.
So Michael got these. Do you remember who you got it from?
I forget the name of the artist.
Well, that sounds really nice of you. What's my name, Michael?
Devin.
Yeah, at least close enough.
Okay,
so this is the model. Okay.
Yes. Just move.
Michael.
Yeah, what?
All those roots are different.
You just scroll the default.
But why are the roots
slider.
different?
It doesn't matter. Just scroll the default slider.
But if all the roots were different, then all I could say was lock all to the same 0, and they would all adjust automatically.
You're asking me to perform magic. I don't know magic. Just move the default slider.
The default slider.
Yes.
Michael, it's over here now.
Well, move it. Boom. Isn't that pretty?
It's in the ground, Michael. Why is it down there, Michael?
I think you have to lift it. There you go.
Why is it in the sky, Michael?
It's magical.
What? It's magical?
I don't know.
That's neat.
But I put a lot of work to get this into this.
Somebody, you know what? It took less work probably for the person that modeled this than it took you to actually.
It was hard. It did not want to be part in source.
Did it not want to be in source, or did you just not know what you were doing?
No, I knew what I was doing. It did not want to be in source. There was too many faces. Source doesn't like round things. With this many faces. This thing has over 1 million faces. Source does not like that.
I don't see any faces. Does anybody else see? I see one right here.
Yeah.
And I see one right here. I mean, look at that boopable face, Michael.
I mean, it is pretty boopable, but then I remember that's just Scootaloo been recolored. So
Scootaloo has that kind of hair?
Well, they changed the hair.
Well, then it's not recolor.
Well, look around the nose. It's a recolor. I know.
So is Carrot Top just a recolored Scootaloo, but also bigger?
I don't know. Check her nose crust. No, she's not a recolor. You can tell by the nose.
How do you know?
You can tell by the nose.
Well, what's the difference?
Look at Rumble's nose.
It's different?
Heck, zoom in. Zoom in closer. You fixed it, didn't you?
What? I didn't do anything.
Wait, I can see it. Zoom in.
No, it's still there.
Well, there it is. See the crust? That's how you know.
The crust?
Yeah, it's the crust.
It's the boogers.
He's got some boogers. That's how you know he's a recolor.
He got boogers.
Yes. The boogers. Yep. He's like, I don't want to be a recolor. I'll pick those boogers. Gotta get them out. Got those boogers.
Oh no! The problem is
it's stuck.
His hoof is too big.
That's gotta be rough. That's the one reason I wouldn't want to be a pony.
Okay.
I couldn't pick my nose.
I have fixed it. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, a far more sober version of me got Carousel Boutique into Source.
Okay.
I'm amazed Michael can create an elaborate model and textures to perfection.
He didn't model it. The model was made by somebody else, and he requested permission, and then they sent over the original models, and then he spent way too long.
Well, I redid all the UV mapping and texturing, using some of their base textures as references. So I redid the mapping. I did adjust the model a little bit.
There we go. There it goes.
There you go. But no, I'm not the primary modeler. This is true.
There he goes. He's working on it. He's like, you got it. Totally got it. Because Rumble is the best gray horse.
That is your garbage statement.
But what color is Rumble?
He's gray.
Is he gray?
I'd say he's gray.
Or is he like a lightish, very light blue?
That's what gray is. Kinda.
I mean, to our eyes, maybe.
But no, I put a lot of work into getting this right. Getting that building looking right. Because the original modeler did not intend for it to ever actually be used, except in the one shot they made it for. It took work.
So originally I actually did kind of put this together, but I had to undo it because for some reason or another, and this is what he's mentioning, is it corrupted, and I don't know why. So originally I had it placed in this spot right here. Mainly because when walking out of the door, I want to have it be road, not just grass. This spot ended up working out well for that.
The model's never been used in anything like any kind of pony animation. Essentially, it was just an art project that an artist, I think, who lives in Mexico, used one time for a single shot. And I found that she had made it, and I contacted her via email, and I said, "Hey, that looks really good. Do you still have that?" And she's like, "Yeah." It's like, "Can I use it in an art project?" And she's like, "Sure, here it is." And then I spent the next 2 weeks reworking it to work in Source. I had to make quite a few adjustments. They're kind of hard to see, but I did make some actual modeling adjustments to make it work. But I wanted to keep it as original as possible because I didn't want to change it to the point where I would be able to actually say it was mine, because it is not mine. I just did what I had to do. I want to just lock them to the base. It's the easiest thing to do.
Do not I have a fear of locking retransform, because there was an update at one point that even here it's not technically working.
Yeah, it's already off center. Now there you go.
There was an update that went through one point that it allowed scaling of root transform just broke completely. So I made this big elaborate scene build, and then suddenly one day I loaded it, so SFM updated, and all of the scaling completely broke, disabled. And it was all because the scaling was on the root transform. And suddenly it said, "Oh no, you can only scale on the bones, not the root transform." So that's why they fixed it since then, where it doesn't do that anymore. But when you have an entire video that you essentially cancel for that reason, it scared me. And so I now do not scale by anything other than the bone, not the root transform. But sometimes you have to. So this is the establishing shot. That's why we needed the... Originally I was just going to show the inside of the boutique, but I prefer to show the outside. Because you want to show where you are, then go into it, not show that you are already in it. It's a weird jump. I just
want to say real quick, the original artist for this is somebody by the name of Socorro Valencina. So that is who modeled this. I didn't want their name to go unsaid.
Oh, I know why this is being weird. There we go.
Yeah, they're not super big in the pony community. They made this model, and that was it.
Was that Nutrifin? Warhorse. That phrase already is very wrong. And you should figure out what the correction is first. Nutrifin has I believe has made some models, but if you're talking about pony stuff, Nutrivin's video, his models were not made by him. He was made by somebody else. Who is that made those?
Was it Argodamon? Because Argodamon makes all of his own models.
No, I do not. Well, then you shouldn't say that because you're implying things. People take that information and run with it. You got it from someone. Who is that someone? I don't know the name.
That's because you got a lot of models.
Just because the guy's talented. He knows what he's doing, and he did a lot of really, really cool stuff. I do not like the idea of how big this model is compared to the rest, so I want to scale it up a little bit, and that's where I'm having some of these problems. So what we're going to do here is we're going to lock...
Let's get them all scale together.
You should know who that is, because they do good stuff. There we go. Now I can make them chonk and whatever. Can't make it too much bigger, because if I make it too big, then the door sizing doesn't make sense anymore. But if I make it about that big, no, that's too big.
Oh crap, I'm already noticing an issue. How do you fix that?
What's the issue?
You might want to move the roof a little bit forward. And I'll have to fix that later. You'll notice it once you move the roof a little bit forward.
What are you talking about? It looks fine.
No, the sign's getting a little messed up.
This one?
No, the front sign.
This one?
Yeah.
How's that messed up?
The lights are all like cut off.
The lights are all cut off?
Yeah.
But you said it was perfect.
It was when I tested it, I thought.
Well,
That's not the roof. Just like inch it like...
like there? Because you said, and I'm going to quote, just hit default, right? That's what you said, right?
Did you download the new model?
I did.
Are you sure?
I downloaded the new model. I replaced the model.
That's way back. I don't think you downloaded it right.
No, I downloaded it. Whether or not it's applied,
I don't think it's applied.
that's not my problem. I'm going to leave it like this,
And then see if it applies.
and I'm going to call it Future Argo's problem.
Okay. Because that sign is... I moved that sign forward in the fixed one. I went into 3ds Max and fixed it manually. It was a lot of work. It took like 10 minutes.
I
I'll never get that 10 minutes back, man.
So I'm going to make sure I can't keep the other building there because it'll look like I hadn't changed anything. So I want to actually put this there. I want to imply that there's like housing or something and she's just like a business, whatever. And we're going to take another building and we're going to move that to have the back of it kind of like showing here. There we go. That should be fine. I'm going to have to fill in some of this grass here again because I am missing some of that.
I like how everybody complained about Twilight's Castle not fitting the aesthetic of the town, and then you look at Rarity's place, and it very clearly does not fit in the aesthetic of the town.
Well, it's not fitting in the because she has taste. Do you think the people that just made these copy-paste huts were taste? No, they're barbarians.
Just couldn't like take the example from her gaudiness. That's why I said it. It's gaudy.
Okay, I do not think boutique has a T there. Alright, we're going to clear out some of these unneeded models now. So these ones, not needed. Bam. These ones, not needed. Bam. Some of those... These ones not needed. You're moving. You're putting our house right here. Turn it around. Wait, is that where your door is? Your door is on that side, so we're gonna move there. There. Bam. You have a new location. You moved. Look at that. I hope you enjoy your new place. Bam.
These houses are crashed into one another.
Okay, that person's dead.
No. They had a family.
You know who's also dead?
No.
Everybody but me.
I was gonna say, you're gonna delete yourself.
I'm alive.
No. That Rainbow Dash recolored.
You can't delete beautiful.
Yeah, then why is he still there? Doesn't make sense.
I need to get a bat and just have it ready right here.
What are you doing? Let's see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. You got the name, Warhorse. You got the... You didn't say the name, though. Say the name, Warhorse. Say his name.
I thought you Warhorse was like trying to show you, look, no, somebody else
There you
already
go.
made
See,
the boutique.
Warhorse, good boy. No, it's oh yeah, it was Disco Paris. He made all the models for Nutrifin's video. So all the houses that are here and everything. Not this one, but the houses were all Nutrifin.
That was-
They were all Disco Paris.
It'll take me forever to actually remember that person's name. But I am very grateful to them. To Socorro Valencino.
So we'll have to add some grass to some of these. But overall, okay, Argo, I had to leave for a bit, but I'm finally back. Well, welcome back, Blair. How are you doing? How is your weekend going? I mean, everybody's weekend's a little different, so hopefully this is your weekend. If not, I hope.
So are you working retail? Or fast food?
You're talking about
The service industry.
some places just require that you work the friggin' weekend. Or fast food and stuff, or food in general.
Fast food and retail, yeah. If you sell food, you're probably working on the weekends.
Service industry. Anything service.
Yeah. I'm not sure what my payday is.
I got paid today.
Did you? Cool.
And since because I had to buy the furnace and stuff before, I'm finally caught up. It took months. Nothing on credit, but I've just been running low on my checking, and finally I'm actually comfortable back into where I can start saving again. That took longer than I wanted, but I'm happy. But I'm back to where I needed to be. Rent's due in like 6 days too.
I'm aware. Are you desperate? Are you really in need of the money?
No, but
I feel like you're bringing it up because you're like,
yeah, I'm only bringing it up because it's funny.
oh yeah.
No, I have a certain limit that I like to keep my checking account above, and I've been below that limit for about 2 months because I didn't want to pull any money from my savings for paying, because I had to get a new furnace and air conditioner. Well, I had to get a new furnace, and so when I did that, I should the air conditioner at the same time. It's the perfect time of the year, and so I basically got it for really cheap. So I just did it at the same time, and then I also had to get a new water softener at the same time. So
I feel like
those two together added up to quite a bit, and I didn't want to pull it from savings, so I pulled it from my own personal like spending money, and that meant that some of the fun stuff I wanted to buy for myself I was not able to do.
What fun stuff were you wanting to buy?
I wanted to buy some computer upgrades and I wanted to put some of my own personal money into YouTube stuff and to boost that, but I instead dumped all my own money into just ensuring that, like, you know, house worked. So it was bad timing. No, actually, no, I'm wrong on that. It was great timing. Everything kind of died in the spring, which is the perfect time for stuff to die, because the people that do furnaces and air conditioners have nothing going on, so they discount everything heavily, and so it ended up working out pretty well, actually.
Don't call Warhorse old, because he might be the youngest person I know personally. And so,
what about your nieces and nephews?
I don't know them. I met them. It's different.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Until we shake hands, I haven't met them. Like, on a personal level.
I'm doing good in my job for now is school, which is out, so I have a lot of free time. I'm 16, so it makes sense. Oh, okay. Yeah, I completely forgot it was like summer vacation for school for children, because I've been out of school for
like 5 whole years,
school.
right? Don't make yourself old now.
I'm trying to think of when I graduated college.
I graduated in 2007.
Actually, it's listed right there.
It is.
2013. Holy crap! Was it 2013?
Dude, I finished my college cap says 2007 on it. Don't even start.
I was gonna say like it was 2016.
No.
I'm old. Okay, yeah. I was gonna
Well,
try.
what does that make me? I finished college in 2007. I finished high school in 2003.
Do you want me to give you an answer?
I'm old, but you're older.
Physically, yes. But what matters is what's in here.
And what matters is what's up here.
Who's winning?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know anymore either. Because I'm definitely have my own issues.
I do gotta cut my hair. It's getting pretty floofy.
I shaved this afternoon because I was getting a little long.
But we're not going anywhere this weekend. I'm not gonna even bother shaving this weekend.
I shaved because it makes me feel more comfortable. If my facial gets too long, I just like sleeping. It feels like I'm like...
Oh.
I can't remember when I saved it last.
Probably before the boutique again, and the boutique is gone again. It's never gonna get to stay.
Well, the autosave is always at least 10 minutes. Well, it's anywhere from like instant to 10 minutes behind.
The boutique's there, so that's good. Scan the whole video to make sure none of
I'm a
them
little
are
behind because that building was moved in there, but that's fine. It's more of like... Yeah, it's fine. Anyways, we're already over time anyway.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that one.
Super Smash Brothers.
Remove unsubscribed.
Uh-oh. No, cancel. Don't do that.
Something seems off.
Well, it's trying to get you to remove everything that got removed.
No, it feels to me nothing like that happened. It was probably just something other, something like people older than you never goes up. You see, that's the thing is that you always close the gap on the people older than you. You just never fully catch up. So if you're 10 and somebody else is 20, they're twice as old as you. But when you're 20, they're 30. Now you're 2/3 their age. You're catching up. If you give it long enough, you will catch up. But it will probably be because they died.
I was gonna say. Exactly.
So it's depressing, but winning is all that matters.
Yes.
So you can do the little Irish jig on their grave, and then just make sure the hole is next to open next to them, so you can just fall on in yourself.
Yes. You gotta get those titanium hips for when you when you do your dancing.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna. That's all saved. So we're all good for today.
It's a race to be skeletons, y'all.
Outlive your enemies. Yes. So yes, we're gonna be all good for today. We are gonna be streaming again on Sunday. We're doing some more Valheim. We have farmed out. So the last time we did one of the bosses and unlocked iron, and then we had a lot of difficulty in finding iron, especially when it came to mosquitoes. And so since then, we have farmed out a lot more iron on our own, so we are able to progress more instead of just spending the entire stream just farming iron. So we are probably going to do a little bit of that, and then probably moving forward. So we should have a lot of fun. Valheim streams have actually been more fun than I anticipated. There's been a lot more chaos happening than I thought there would be. Is Mid still on? Was she running late? Perfect.
She's playing Bioshock 2.
Oh, is she?
Yes, you might be having fun. I felt like that one was the weakest Bioshock. It wasn't a
She
bad...
is. Yes, we will raid mid-prem. Okay, what do we want to do to her? Okay, she's just playing. We need to come up with something that we're gonna say when we pop up there.
She has a cool little fuzzy animal on her shoulder.
She has like is that a polar bear?
I believe that is a polar bear.
That's a polar bear.
Or some sort of puppers.
She's playing a game, so she should be fine. What can we do? What's something we can do that's like trolling mid-prem? Beans. The beans are always good too.
It's like it was
Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
screen beans at her.
Is there something we can do for beans? No, we'll just.
What was it she burned in the oven that one time? Like
No, that was her mom, and her mom burned bread.
Yes.
Her mom left bread in the oven all night, and in the morning it looked like pretzel bread. It was just black. That's a long story. Nonetheless. So yes, let's just everybody say something about beans. I don't care what you say about beans, but we're gonna raid mid-prem, and we're gonna do something about beans.
Like Jay's doing art.
I have no idea what he's doing. But it's fine. We're gonna mid-prem.
Yes.
Because he doesn't do the Twitch thing anyway. So we're gonna jump over there. So thank you guys for all hanging out with us. If you want to get some channel points and whatever, we're gonna raid some mid-prem. And she's pretty cool. She does really cool MLP art and just art in general. So we'll jump over there. I'm gonna jump to Kitty. Otherwise, we'll see you Sunday if you want to hang out for doing some of our whatever stuff. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I can't remember how many points you get. There's points. Spam hydrate. You can do that if you want, but there's beans. There's gotta be beans.
Yes, come Sunday to watch me eat sausages in Valheim.
We're gonna eat sausages, and we're gonna like make powerful armor, and then we're gonna go beat up probably some green thing. I don't know.
Green things are bad.
Green is a bad color. Green is not a creative color.
It's not a creative color. This is true.
All right. We'll see y'all later. Thank you all for your support and your help and everything. And thank you for coming by and chatting. I appreciate it. Let's go and annoy mid-prem then, because that's like also a highlight of my week.
Poker with a stick through the internet.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
Okay. We're gonna reinitiate the rule of don't listen to Michael.
wonderful. I was having fun.
We have so far hit her with like 9 hydrates.
No, I'm a drowner again.
She's like, oh my god, that's a lot of.
da da dee da 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 doo, da da diddly diddly doo doo doo, diddly diddly do da boo, doo da da doo, da da dee da 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 doo, da da diddly diddly doo doo doo, diddly diddly do da boo, doo da da doo, da da dee da 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 doo, da da
Literally, as soon as he popped in, it was just like, spam, 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 hydrate.
doo da da doo, da da dee da 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 doo.
This is gonna cause me some problems.
Diddly diddly do da boo. Do da da do. Da da dee da 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 do. Da da diddly diddly do do do. Diddly diddly do da boo. Do da da do. Da da dee da 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 do. Da da diddly diddly do do do. Diddly diddly do da boo. Do da da do. Da da dee da 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 do. Da da diddly diddly do do do. Diddly diddly do da boo. Do